Hello, guys. Let me know if you can hear me, please. I won't know until y'all tell me. Guys, tell me if you can hear me and see me and hear me. I gotta see if I'm delayed here. Can anybody hear me and see me here in the broadcast? And if not, then I can reset it again. Yes, no? It's weird. Guys, can you hear me and see me? Nobody can? Guys, let me know. Let me type in the chat. Let me know, guys. It has been one of those days, that's for sure. So I don't know. So you guys can hear me and you guys can see me. Wonderful. Thank goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Okay. That is a good thing, guys. Now I'm hot. It has been a interesting day, you know. Nothing unmanageable, unbearable, but you know, in life happens. And so it was just a really tougher day than I'd like it to be. So I appreciate you guys for joining me when we do, you know, come together. It means a lot to me. And I'm grateful, forever grateful for that, okay? So how is everyone doing who is able to join? And for those who catch the replay, I appreciate you guys who watch the replay. I know many people, at least in our groups, they come back to it, they circle back to the videos. So that is also, you know, an awesome thing. There's a slight delay. Okay. Yeah. Make sure I got some. All right. Let me pull up my notes. I am warm. Okay, hold on. Okay. I prepared my notes hours ago. I have not reviewed them recently, but that's okay. I wrote them, so they're mine. I didn't want any more time to go by without making progress here. So let me make sure I got this. All right. Okay. Got it all pulled up. Yay. Okay, let's do this. Yay, guys, thank you. All right. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of my Sprite. Catch my breath. Let me say hello to everyone who has joined us. I never want anyone to feel like neglected, especially on the personal development series that we do here on this channel. For the most part, I'm highly interactive and engaging with like you guys in the audience here in the chat. When I go on in the zone and I begin to kind of like share the insights and the perspective and the information, I go in that like mode. So for those who are here, I want to acknowledge you. Thank you. Thank you. I see Scout. How are you, Scout? My lovely Scout. Abby. Sandra. The G-Spot. Plumey. Yay. Gen Z. All right. And you guys were chatting amongst yourself before I came on, so I see that. Amber, yay, guys. Dawn Marie, hey, hey, hey. Angel Eyes, how are you? Evie Bubbles, how is it going? Yay, guys. All right, so I know you guys are chatting in the chat, which is awesome. I really like that you guys feel so comfortable and, you know, familiar with each other, especially those who've been with us for a while. It means so much because think about all of our interactions on a regular basis. When you know, connect or, you know, you meet up with people, whether it's in physical, in person, or here in the chat or anywhere, right? It's nice when you recognize familiar faces or, you know, familiar people. So that is super, super, super awesome, guys. I like that. All right. Well, I hope everyone is doing well. I do want to ask Scout how she is doing. I know she's had surgery. And we've been praying for Scout. We've been praying for her. We really have been, guys. She has been going through, you know, some challenging times, and I'm sure many of us have our own challenges that we're facing, but Scout, I hope you're doing well. Can we please put some hearts and prayer emojis for Scout? Chrissy, Scout Inquire. Yay. Yay. Angel Eyes, Scout, Sandra, Jency, yay. I like that. Jenzy says, got on my soul sisters in here. What's that one song? Hey, sister, soul sister. Whatever song that is. That was what ran through my mind there. Guys, I have been listening to way too much music lately. Not even joking. And my, you know how your filters are YouTube or whatever you look at, the feed, recommendations. I'm like, seriously? I've never listened to this much music in my entire life. But, so, Lord, what's that? So I do care about how you guys are doing. That's important to me before we get in the zone. We were also praying for Abby that she finds a place to live. Searching for a place right now with the whole, you know, health crisis must be challenging, right? That's gotta be difficult. So some prayers for Abby as well. And Shell isn't here. I don't see her yet, but let's also put some hearts and prayers for Shell. She's had surgery on her leg, her leg. And she's immobilized right now, guys. There are a lot of people who have various different things they're struggling with. And so we want to take the time to acknowledge the people who are very, you know, dedicated and loyal to our little channel, our little community. And I love and adore everyone who's always with us. So we'll put the hearts and prayers for Shell, for Scout, for Abby. Evie Bubble says, tearful today, lonely mom, daughter gone to Queenstown for today for a week. Oh, I feel you there. Whenever like my son goes with his dad, I love him when he's here, but I do tend to miss him when he's not here. So I'll relate in my own ways. Yay, Sandra says we gotcha. Thank you. Thank you very much. So thank you guys. Amber says, I love the blue blazer. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that, guys. I do. I look great in blue. Well, I like the color blue. I do. I like purple. I'm not much of a pink girl. That's all right. Thank you, Scout. All right, guys. So, yay! All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Love and support for all. Oh my God, really, Evie? That sounds scary. All right. So, for those who, well, we had a good time the last live stream, the last 2 live streams. Yes, we had a good time. You know, it's always nice to mix up a little bit, have some fun. I know for sure I'm someone who's probably more reserved naturally, guys. So whenever I can get out of my own little comfort zone, I try to. I certainly try to. So I appreciate for you and for those who come hang out with us on live streams that we do here that maybe not be related to personal development, whether it's readings or just hanging out just as a group of people, you know, coming together as like-minded human beings and souls, especially given the social distancing and the crisis that we're facing as a collective. Like, we can't escape it, whether we like it or whether we don't, whether we agree or we don't. It's really, you know, irrelevant, but we're still all in this little whirlwind. So I am super, super, super happy that we could at least have a safe place to come here on the channel and hang out as people. So I really respect that everyone is amazing here. I'm forever grateful that we have a good group of people. So most definitely, guys. Yay. So that's that. Any other announcements before I get started? I have my crystal here. I had a little bit of like, you guys know I have lots of crystals, but holding it with me, holding the space for myself. So I think as far as announcements, that's it. For those who may or may not be familiar, on Wednesday nights, we do a live stream session here. I would classify it under personal development. It's really just, you know, your development, right? Whether you have been part of the entire series or not. I feel that the information, the content, the insights that I'm bringing forth, you can just kind of jump in whenever you jump in and still get value add in return for experiencing this with us. I know many people have joined us midway through at whatever point they did, and they're still, you know, here. Some have gone back to previous live streams on the personal development series, but regardless of when you're jumping in and joining, there's always so much to uncover. All right, guys. Would you guys agree for those who are in our little group? And my favorite thing was when Scout, I always say Chrissy, Scout. I'm like, people probably think I'm talking about more than one person, but I love it when Scout, one of the first times, you know, she was chatting with us here in the stream or in the Zoom, she was like, it's class, guys. I gotta go to class. And I never saw it like class, but ever since she said that, I'm like, we have class. We're gonna have class tonight. I don't know what time it's gonna be at, but we're gonna still have class. And for those who can make it, hey, all the better. For those who can't, I know they'll watch the replay. So that was super, super, super cool. Very much so. All right. Got my Sprite cans. Where's the Mel Mel parody when you need it? Sorry, a little off topic there. So I'm gonna do the normal session. It'll probably be, I think, I'm expecting it to be a little bit more lax, just because my own personal energy is probably not as a discipline right now. but we're going to still make the most of it, guys, because we will still be able to get a lot of value from where we're at, right? The most important thing to remember is that it doesn't really matter where you are on this life journey. What does matter is, who you choose to show up, right, as yourself each and every day. Every single day, we have to make a conscious choice, whether we know it's conscious or not. It's still a conscious choice. Who we're going to be, how we're going to respond to the people in our world, in our circles, right? How we're going to react to situations that like slap us on our face, bring us to our knees, or throw us curveballs, right? That's the beauty in humanity. That's the beautiful part of having free will. That's the most amazing concept, that we as individual people can decide, can choose, can take our power back and have that personal sovereignty and decide and show up and be. And there's nothing that restricts us. It's an illusion if we feel blockaded or barriered, right? Walls that we either self-imposed or society imposed on us, and we just took them as truth, right? So the beautiful part of being a human being, of being a soul who's alive, incarnate in this earth during this time, is that we have the free will, the personal sovereignty to always choose. It doesn't really matter who you've been yesterday, who you were in the past. Many of us, right, have made not the best decisions in our past, but those experiences that we either don't feel that we like to acknowledge within ourselves, it doesn't define us, right? We still accept our actions in the past for whatever things, right? Family, friends, relationships, situations, work, peers, however your interactions have gone over the course of your life, right? Is still there. We can't change the past. Like, that is set in stone. That is, and that will be the way it is. But you are not forced to succumb to that reality today, right? So sometimes we kind of forget that we have that personal power within ourselves. We can take back our power. We can reclaim what we want to be, who we want to now become, right? It takes work, right? You can't like say, I'm going to be X, Y, or Z. I want these, and these. No, it does take work, but you're not limited. You're not restricted to the confines of your past. And please, if there is one takeaway for those who can't make it to the whole live stream, okay, because we're going to cover a lot. Please, if there's one takeaway, I hope to God that for those out there who watch the replay, for those who are here in the chat, it doesn't matter necessarily, like, don't be bound and restricted and chained, right? Don't be a prisoner of who you were in the past, okay? Know and trust that you are, an evolving and ever-growing conscious being, a soul, and you have free will. You can turn your life around and on a drop of a dime, and no one's going to stop you. You have that. That's amazing, okay? So I wanted to start off like that. That is the introduction, guys. All right. And I apologize if I'm not as super interactive in the chat. I'm going to stay focused here so I don't get off a tangent. And I trust the mods here in our chat. They got my back. We know what we do here. All right. We're going to keep rolling. So if there is one takeaway from this moment of time, it is to remind yourself that you don't owe anybody anything. If you feel that way, if you think that way, if you just feel bound like a prisoner to some past that you feel forever indebted in, please, so help me God, please know that is a false illusion. Okay? It's not real. And that might be a difficult concept for some people to really understand or conceptualize, but it's truth. You are not your past. Your past is not your future. Every day is a blank slate. Every day you get to choose who you're going to be in this world, and no one can stop you. All right, we're going to keep rolling, guys. Are you guys liking how I'm beginning this today? Okay. Right. So I want us to remind ourselves, right, that even if many of us, right, it's natural and understandable that we feel limited to things that were out of our control. That could be where you were born, your race, your ethnicity, your gender, your status of wealth in your family, your emotional issues, your mental, your physical issues or strengths, whatever they may be. It's natural and understandable to see our experience, witness our experience, and think, well, if I only had X, Y, and Z, then I may be a better person, or I would have had a better time adapting or adjusting, or I would have become more, or I would be X, Y, or Z. It's natural and understandable that if we look at things like that, it's easy for us to say, well, if I had this, or if this was there, or whatever it may be, right? It's easy to say that, and it's understandable, and I can empathize with that concept because that's a true fact. Really, like if you are, we are all products of our family, whether we like our family or not. Like there are still our parents, whether we know our parents or not. I know so many people who don't know their parents. Trust me, I know them personally. Okay, I really do. I've known a lot of people who have been through a lot of trials and tribulations in ways that I can never completely understand. I've not been through those exact scenarios, but a lot of people I have had many deep personal conversations with they have been, sexually and mentally and physically taken advantage of inappropriately by family and things that should not be, experienced by any person, let alone a child. So I say that because it's real, right? And I talk about these things because that's real too. But a lot of the time, it's easy for us to blame ourselves for who we are, right? It's natural. We'll blame ourselves for situations that went down that we felt, how come and why, and all these things. That's understandable for sure. I agree with that. It's traumatizing to any person. It's traumatizing. I wouldn't wish that for any human being, right? Some things are just unacceptable, but they happen. Now, when I say this, I bring this up because we all have our own experiences. They may not be as extreme. They may be more extreme, okay? Many people have been abandoned as children and babies and don't even know their full family. There's a lot of things that are real that I've, had many deep discussions with for people, okay? And what I can say is it's awful, unacceptable, right? The one thing that I do know, right, is how we heal through this life experience, how we deal with, childhood wounds, trauma, pain, affliction, a lot of things that are hard for us to kind of like navigate this real world in. The one thing that I know for certain is that when we can learn, we as individual people, regardless of how life has dealt you the hand it has dealt you, right? When we can, as individuals, come into higher consciousness, have the awareness to understand that you didn't deserve those things to happen in your life. You didn't. It's nothing about you that did something. And of course, it's a natural reaction to want to blame people who've harmed you inappropriately, emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever capacity it's taken place, okay? They didn't provide you with food. You were a child. You were left. There was no one to turn to. There was no support. There was no shelter. All kinds of things are, real. The important part is to know that number one, you didn't do anything to deserve that. Number two, it's not your fault, which I think are things that we understand. But the most important piece that sometimes we kind of forget, right, is forgiving the people for the harm they've done to us. Now, that's a big statement for people to do. For me to even make that, to forgive those who've harmed us in the most ways, that's hard to do. I hope that those here, at least in our group of personal development, they know where I'm coming from. It does not mean we accept the things. We're not condoning the actions of others, but we're going to forgive for ourselves. We're going to forgive ourselves, guys. We're going to forgive ourselves for those who've harmed us, because sometimes we're holding on to a baggage and burden and pain and hurt. And that is what stops us from really evolving the next level. We haven't dealt with things of the past. We haven't dealt with these hurts, these wounds. These are afflictions. If we don't deal with those things, we can't expect to truly evolve the next level. We do have to take the time to decide that we want to heal these areas of ourselves that need healing. There are areas in your life that are calling and calling for you. Please acknowledge me. Please heal me, right? Areas of yourself. And it's hard. Who wants to really go back and dive into the past and go under the rug again and say, okay, I don't like that. I don't want to do that again. It's a figure of speech, but it's real, right? It's a metaphor. Nobody wants to go back into the memory and provoke it. And for everyone, maybe it does not have to be relived. Everyone's at their own place and pace of this process for their own self, and how you handle things are different for each and every person. But it's important to remember that if you can find the strength within you to not carry the pain and the burden for things that have been done to you incorrectly, wrong, it doesn't mean that you're accepting or agreeing to what has happened, but what it does mean is that you're no longer going to be a prisoner of that information, that experience, whatever has happened, right? It's not about being a survivor of X, Y, or Z. Now, I don't want to take away from people who pride themselves on being a survivor of X situation or Z situation, but I want us to go to a higher consciousness there. Being the victim of the survivor is just still low consciousness, guys. It really, truly is. I say that with the most respect, because that's real. When you can remove yourself from being the prisoner, trapped, bound, tied, roped, from, holding on to those memories, when you can release them, when you can forgive those who've hurt you, when you can forgive yourself. Now, when you forgive them, it's not because They are deserving of forgiveness. It has nothing to do with what they do or don't deserve. So hear me out, guys. It's all about you deserve forgiveness. And the only way that we as individual human beings are going to evolve and grow on this entire journey here is by forgiving the experiences. We're not accepting them. We're not saying it was okay. We're not even justifying it. We're not rationalizing it. None of that is taking place. What we are doing is acknowledging this took place. This was wrong. I don't like what happened. I don't accept that. I will not be bound to this, or that. I am powerful. I am more than that situation, that experience. I am meant for more. I deserve more. I'm not going to be bound and tied to X, Y, or Z situation. I'm not going to let that define me. I'm not going to let the decisions of my past define me and limit me. I'm meant for more, and you are meant for more. You are. If you're here and you're hearing this message, I can guarantee you you're meant for more. You know, my channel is a very small channel, and I don't do things for views. I don't do things for clickbait or whatever they call it. You know, I'm a very small channel in my mind. That's how I see it. And I feel that, you know, my responsibility, you know, is to be a voice of reason, of truth, of inspiration, but also of growth, right? It's one thing to just sit in the pain. Now, I'm not saying don't do that. If you feel called to sit in that pain, to relive it, that's up to you. You know, we all deal with it differently, but I would suggest not to sit there very long. Look at it as a situation. It was wrong. When you can detach a little bit for the process of growth, right? This happened, that. Remove you, your soul, from the experience is when you become more in control with now moving yourself to the places you really want to go. That makes sense, guys? Let me know. Let me check in with the chat because I was talking. You guys know I go on a little tangents. Let me check in with the chat. But let me know, guys, if this is resonating with you, if it makes sense. Do you find yourself in these experiences? Tell me what you're thinking. I'm going to keep going forward, but I want to at least say hello to those who are coming in and just see where we're at, okay? I like to gauge the temperature of the people in the room, at least those who decide to speak up. Let's see. My ice cubes. Let's see here. Ooh. All right. Oh, my ice is right here. I make a mess with my water. I'm dehydrating. I swear I've been dehydrating for days. Too much park, running, walking. The heat here in Texas is pretty brutal. We've been having like 100 degree weather. Now I'm praying to goodness that like my AC does not give out on me, because if y'all know me, I need that AC pretty bad. AC, y'all have to make it through the summer for me, the AC. All right, let me go back and see. Let's see where we at. Do I need more ice? I like a very cold soda. Seriously. One time I went to I forgot something. One time I was in Germany, well, Europe, with my best friend Rebecca, in real life. We went to Europe. We did a very nice, tour of like several areas. The point is that they over there in Europe, I love it. It was so beautiful. They don't drink their stuff cold, like soda, water. Like they don't use ice. They don't. So when I was there, I was like, oh my God, like the sodas that you buy at the gas stations or like the airports, they were purposefully not chilled. Like they're not cold. You're like, why would they not? Is there refrigeration at low grade? What is going on? So I learned over time that they just don't drink it cold there. At the restaurants there, they don't use ice. Well, they do, and it's like, I'm like, can I get some more ice, please? I don't know. I'm from Chicago, and in Chicago, we like everything ice cold. Chicago likes, that's how they do it. Here in Texas, they like it cold too, but in Chicago, it's cold. You know, drinks, soda, iced tea, lemonade, whatever you're drinking, you fill with ice. I remember even at the McDonald's in like Europe, forget which country we were there, but we were there, yeah. And you know how in McDonald's here in America, there's an ice thing where you go bring your cup. They don't have it there. They don't. I was like, can I just get some more ice? Sorry. Okay. I digress. Keep going. All right. Let's see if I miss anybody. Scout, Plumie, Angel Eyes, Icy Girl. Hi, Icy Girl. I've never seen you before. I don't think so. So welcome. Joey Brooklyn. Hey, buddy. My soul brother, Joey. Guys, you'll have to check out his channel. He is amazing. He's my soul brother here. Can one of the moderators look up his channel? We want to make sure that we do subscribe to the good people here, right? He does a lot of nice, I would say, live streams of like walking, nature. The last one I remember seeing that he did like that garden, that park, the ocean. So let's make sure we can get his link if we can do it, guys. If there's a moderator that knows how to do that, it would be greatly appreciated. I love my soul brother, Joey Brooklyn. And speaking of Joey Brooklyn, guys, let's make sure we also put Duty Ron's link in here. He is an amazing supporter and a really near and dear friend to me. I love him to pieces, whether he's here in spirit. So if we can also put my dear friend Duty Ron's link as well, it would be so greatly appreciated, guys. Hello, Devil Mike. How are you? Abby. I'm going back to the chat, so I apologize. I'm delayed a little bit. Hey, just Shelly. How are you? The G-spot is back. Okay, hold on. Scout says, yes, our Zoom group, yes. Thank you, Joey. Hey, John Crimes. I didn't see you sneak in. So awesome. Guys, if you have not already familiarized with his channel, he's doing excelente. Can we put his link in here too? Do we have any moderators who know how to do that here? Let me know. If we don't, I'll do it for us, okay? How are you doing, John? Did I miss? Okay, I'm going back up, guys. Okay, sorry. Okay. It turns into water because the ice melts. It's like watered down Sprite. Joey says he's gonna wake up Duty Ron. Oh my god. He's definitely at this hour, Joey, Duty Ron is most certainly asleep on a Wednesday night in New York time. Yeah. Oh, but thank you. Thank you to Shelly. Awesome. We keep going up now. Oh, Laura Lee, this with beer, the same thing over there? Yeah, they probably don't want it cold, right? I don't know why. How could you not have your drink, any drink, soda, water, cold? I like it cold. I cannot imagine. If I'm gonna have like a beer, like at the restaurant, like I want it to be in a cold mug and be cold. I don't want it lukewarm. Anyways, is that true, Plumie? Plumie's from one of the surrounding countries. Let us know, Plumie, if that's how it is over there. But I need it cold. Hey, Matt Sully, how are you? How is it going? Yay. All right. So Plumie says, I like ice, cold everything in the evening. Put a bottle. Yeah, right. You want your water to be cold, dude. I don't want to drink warm water. I mean, I could if I need to, but it'll get cold for sure. You're a nice guy, Joey. Yes. One day, not now, in the future, I will get one of those like special ice machine makers. You know how Sonic? Where is Jenny at? Where is Gen Z at? The best ice is there's a place called Cane's Chicken over here. If you don't have it over there, it's really good ice. And then Sonic has really good ice. I could eat that ice, guys, like forever. Oh, Angel Eye says, I'm from Rockford, Katrina by Chicago. I know where Rockford is. I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, the southern suburbs. My family initially is from like the more poor towns, like Cicero. That's where I went to like middle school at. I did go to Catholic school though, so I was very fortunate to go to Catholic school. And then later in my, I guess, high school years, I was in Orland Park. So for those who are familiar with the Chicagoland area. Yay. Yay. All right. Yay. Who remembers, oh, never mind, that's a Chicago thing. Well, who remembers the blizzard of 1999? Might be too much from the past, but. So no one was up with the, okay, so we only have one. Okay, so we put Ron's link up here, right? All right, well, if they come back, if those who are here hanging out with us, they want to come back, we'll put their links, okay? Y'all help me out. Yes. Joey Brooklyn. Yes. Oh my God. I went to Catholic school. We'll see, like when you live in the city of any like major metropolitan city like Chicago, I want to make sure I say this correctly. The public schools are a little, I don't know, rough. So my point of saying that is that, you know, my parents were still really poor, but all of they were so committed, dedicated to trying to provide like a good education for their children, and they sacrificed everything to put us through the Catholic school, if that makes any sense. So, that makes sense, guys? Okay. And let me tell you, those nuns are strict. They don't play. They don't play. they don't play. It just, yeah. So I went for many years. I went from pre-K all the way through 8th grade for Catholic school, and then I finished high school. I would not say it was a private school per se, but yeah, I would call it something close to a private school. And I was very fortunate. That's what my parents were. My mom, not my dad, but my mom was making sure that we, you know, she cared a lot about that. So I'm grateful for that. Very grateful for that. You remember it, Laura Lee? Yes. That blizzard of 1999 was like crazy. People had like banners, stickers, buttons, like it was crazy. And yes, Joey Brooklyn says the nuns were brutal. They really did use the yardsticks. Yes or no, Joey Brooklyn? The wooden yardstick? I'm not joking. I loved all of them, but yeah. They were, yeah, that's too much. I'm going off tangent, but for real, it's not a joke. Like, yes, they're very strict, structured, and disciplined and orderly, and you don't misbehave. It's not an app like, in public schools or today's world. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. Matt Sully says, Catholic school, no joke. Nun and brother did not take no. Yeah, they did not. Yeah, you do not talk, please. You don't talk back to them. You obey. You are respectful. You don't talk out of turn. It's serious. And if for those who have never experienced that, it probably sounds weird or far-fetched, but I'll tell you for sure, like, absolutely. Mm-hmm. You'd be scared of them in a good way, not a bad way. Yes. Matt Sully says, Joey, my knuckles still hurt from getting hit with the ruler. Yes, that's a real thing. I know it sounds silly. I'm laughing, but I'm not supposed to laugh. I'll mute myself. Not mute myself. See, my mind is somewhere else. I'm gonna. That's a real thing, though. You don't act out of turn, out of line. You follow orders seriously. Yes, and it's hard to quite explain unless you experience it yourself. It's its own little dynamic, it's its own little world, right? I don't know. They're very disciplined there. Like you don't get to act out. Yeah, I agree. Joey Brooklyn says he's grateful for the Catholic education. It toughened him up. Oh, let me tell you, yes, it toughened me up too. It showed me on a different level, right? The seriousness of you better do the right thing. Don't. In a good way, though, in a healthy way, but it's still there for sure. And if I forget the links we had agreed to post, guys, the mods who are here are welcome to post the links for Plumie, Joy Brooklyn, Judy Ron. I saw John Crines in here earlier. He may not be here anymore. That's okay. We're going to still support those who are here supporting me in this channel and us who are hanging out with us for sure. Dawn Marie says, Joy Brooklyn, oh yes, they were. I'm a lefty. Oh my God. That's probably legit, dude. Dawn Marie, I believe that. I do. Yes, yes. Yes. Me too, Joey Brooklyn. I was an altar server girl for so many years. Yes, absolutely. Wait, made a mistake. And the priest, oh my gosh, Joey. Oh my God, yes. Hey, Josh, or the Y2K for sure. Yes, I remember when it was turning to 2000 for sure. People thought all kinds of things. The world's gonna end. Things would like be all up in flux. Internet, digital, everything like, we don't know what to expect. The financial system, yes, I totally remember that. Hey, Josher. Oh, wow. Oh, awesome. I might be a little bit behind the chat, guys. I apologize. Yay. Yay. Oh my God, a paddle? Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. Definitely. I think that for sure, at least with I went to a Catholic school, even though we lived in a very poor neighborhood, like literally, I would classify it as very rough. Of course, that's subjective, but I would definitely, with my current awareness, would classify it as a very rough neighborhood. And so that was the purpose, the reasoning behind why my parents wanted to, well, my mom, not my dad, but my mom wanted us to go to a school, a different school. Because the rest of the children, I don't know. So just my awareness at that point of time in life, that's all. Corporal punishment made you tough? Joey? What do you mean by that, Joey? Oh, you mean, okay, no, I know what you mean. Never mind. I understand that now. Sorry. I was thinking like in current time. I got you now. Oh yeah, I know. When I was a child, I did get hit, physically. I mean, I'm sure many of us did. I mean, I think, but. Angel Eye says, what do you do for a living? I used to work in corporate America, which I'm going to talk about here in this stream, not to talk about my whole life, but I'm going to cover that because I think it's important for those who don't know me that well or who are more recently, new to my channel. I am going to cover a little bit of like my background, how I kind of got just more background information, not too much, but I'm going to cover some depth on elements. So Angel Eyes, if you're curious, stay tuned. I'm going to get to that in the next segment here, okay? I will. It's on my agenda already, sweetie. We have new people who come to the channel who may not be familiar with me talking about different things from the past. For those who have been with me longer, then they know this story already. But for those who don't, I'm going to cover it and just share some insights, right? Personal information that I'm comfortable sharing that I've already shared before, right? I want to do that. So if that is interesting to you and you're curious about me, I will stay tight. I'll cover that, okay? right. Hey, see my tutu. How are you, sweetie? Good to see you. All right. I think I got everybody who came in. If I missed them, then I missed them. You know, I don't think so. MX Big, how are you? See my tutu. All right, we're good. So, all right. I believe that. I believe it. All right. Guys, if there's anyone who's in here that knows a moderator who knows how to put links, the G-Spot is doing the best she can. Can we put Duty Ron's link in here, guys? And Joey Brooklyn's link? If we can do that, guys, that'd be amazing. If we can't, I will do it a little bit later. But if you know how to do it and you have a blue wrench, let's make sure that we do place those links, okay? All right, guys. Give me just a moment, pull my notes up, come back on camera, and go into the next segment, all right? All right, guys, I'm sorry. I did have to brush my teeth. I don't like it when like my mouth, feels like there's too much film in it. I just have to brush it. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. I'm back. Thank you guys for being patient. All right, now we're gonna keep going on this segment. I know we had a little fun chat for a little bit there. I got ice, I went to the restroom, and I did brush my teeth. Where's Mel Mel when you need her? It's funny. It's very funny. Guys, today was a very long freaking day. Lately, I've had some long days. Seriously. But all good. Got my napkins, and now we're going to roll on to the next segment. Okay. We're not even doing, guys, we're not even doing astrology. Y'all are funny. But I do like astrology. And if you guys are curious how I came into astrology or cards, I've mentioned it before many times on the channel, but not a typical way that you would think people go into it. All right. Damn it, am I still in a lag? Let me see. I hope not. I'm gonna hope not. Yay. All right. Uh-oh, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm back. All right, let me go back to my notes. My notes section. Uh-oh. Who's asking for timeout? You guys know, sometimes I wish y'all can time me out on my own channel. Where's Mel Mel? Mel Mel used to like find ways to like time me out on purpose. All right, let me get my notes back up, guys. Thank you guys for being patient. I appreciate that, okay? So make sure I'm using this for the live stream, the chat, for real time. Is it in real time or what? Hope. Come on. Work with me. Okay. All right. Well, if I missed some things, I apologize, guys. I just see a little bit of a astrology chat, which is cool. Totally cool. All right. I like to be timed out. All right, let me go back to my notes. I'll make sure I put timestamps. Break session, fun session. All right. So if you did miss the beginning segment so far, you don't want to miss that out because it was very deep, inspiring, and raw and real. So if you're just tuning in, I definitely suggest you do, not now, but later, catch that beginning segment out. What do you guys think? Those in the chat who were here in the beginning of that segment, what do you guys think? Is it worth going back and rewatching that, let the people know in the replay or those who are here with us who are just now kind of tuning in. All right, and I got my notes up here. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm talking to myself. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I'm reading my own notes. Okay. Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to start with here. We'll see how far we get through it. Okay, guys? All right. All right, I'll do my best to cover this quickly as possible. So one thing I'm always, talking about, sharing about is this experience of the journey, right? So I have a group called The Journey is the Destination, and I really like that phrase, that statement, because it's very indicative of what's happening here, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. It is the journey, right? Like this entire experience of life, humanity, what we're experiencing, right, over a period of time, that is really the destination. And sometimes we get lost in these objectives, ideas, benchmarks, which is natural. We're human beings, we're wired that way. But we can get a little bit too lost in these focal points of this, or that, where we lose the day-to-day experience of being with the process. If you ever set goals in your life, for those who have or haven't, whether it's just personal goals, whatever goals you have ever set before, it's, yes, you want to have the benchmarks to measure and gauge the progress that you're making. That's important, for sure. But you also want to make sure in life that the experience and the process is something that you learn to also enjoy. If your sole objective is just to get from here to there, then you're missing like the point of life, the whole point of the process, right? And when one can really come into alignment with the journey, the process, it's the experience, right, along the path of like their benchmarks and their goals, that's when true existence is taking place. That is the miracle of life, when you are comfortable and can find contentment in the experience, right? And not have to make every experience, situation, process measure up to a set goal in the future, right? It's being with yourself in the process is when everything is really happening in real time. And so sometimes we know that information conceptually, but are we living and experiencing that? And do we have the awareness in real time? That's what's happening. All right. And so this experience here that I'm creating for us in this live stream chat, but even like with my channel, I began the channel on the journey, right? It's a journey of a lot of things, right? And along the way are going to be different, elements, different components, right? But it's all about growing, ever evolving, and coming into, higher consciousness within yourself, right? When you have the inner, the inner alignment, then everything externally makes more sense. Now, I do understand, because I'm also still a student, I'm always learning and growing. Not everyone is going to think in the manner that I approach information, content, and experience. I do know, I have learned that people may approach it the opposite way, where the external affects the internal. Most people actually do it that way. So I will be very upfront and straightforward. Most people, I'm not them, but most people will approach the life experience where the external is defining and refining the internal. I understand that, like I really do. It took me some time to grasp why, but I understand that people are wired certain ways, understandably so. I might be wired a little bit differently, which we're all uniquely different. That's the beautiful part of life, that we're all individually, unique in our own elements, how we approach things, how we think about things, how we process, how we synthesize information. Like, it's very unique to our own individual self. So the point of me saying that is that in this experience, we're going to go from the inside out. So if your natural approach is the outside in, then you may sometimes feel a slight dissonance with how I speak, the language, the way I'm using information. And so I understand that. I do. Make sense or not, guys? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right, we're gonna keep going then. If we're good, we're good. All right, we're gonna keep going. Okay. Thank you, Joey. Makes sense. All right, back to my notes. Okay. All right. Guys, look at my notes, sorry. Okay. I have a lot of notes, but I had to condense some because it's too much in one stream. So hold on. All right, yeah, this is important. Hold on. If I had to summarize one part of who I am in a word, which is hard to do, really it is, I would say that myself, I am a learner. I love to learn all things that interest me, of course, more, specifically, but I'm a learner. And the reason why I bring this up, there's a purpose, guys, is that when you seek out learning as an adult, especially, then you are able to take in more things, experiences, information, perspectives, insights, the whole gamut, from a different viewpoint. And the more that you're willing to stay curious about who you are, how the world is, how those around you operate, the more that you're going to be able to get a more macro viewpoint of how things are, okay? If we stay too much in our little silo, which is okay too, I like my silo, and we're in the micro, if we don't ever take a step back and see, what others contribute and offer and how they may think differently than you or you or you, then we are missing out on all the beautiful gems that exist in the world, right? Diamonds and gems, and it's a metaphor. And even if you like how you operate, that's totally okay. But the important part is to really see from the bigger perspective, the macro viewpoint, how you play the role in the micro and the macro. Okay, so let's see here. All right. Now, the next concept with this, it's so important, guys. So even with you being here in this journey of personal development, which is what we're doing here tonight, that's what this little series has been about for, I don't know, like 12 weeks now. I'm not sure exactly how many weeks, 11 weeks, guys. Someone count the weeks for me. But one component here that I think is worthy of being known, all this information that we have been coming together with, right, is great, useful. I hope it's valuable. I hope it's making an impression on you. I hope that you're letting it seep in, soak into your experience. Whether you're taking notes or not, either way, right? You're tuning in, you're listening, and you're with me. Now, that's one step of the game. But the second step, guys, the second step is really, how we apply ourselves to life itself. So we can learn all that we want to learn about how the world is, philosophy, religion, social constructs, all kinds of things, economics, business, technology. We learn a lot, even if we don't know we're learning. We are always learning. But here is the thing to really be asking yourself. When you are learning areas that maybe pique your interest the most, we are not referring to areas that you'd learn a little bit. Areas that you find yourself in depth, in the deep pursuits of, okay? So it's one thing to learn, consume information, content, right? Absorb it all, process it, synthesize it, analyze it. The next step is, right, what do you do with what you know? Do you let it just take up space in your brain like a computer storage? Most people do that. That's the majority of people, and nothing's necessarily wrong with that. But be aware, have the awareness if that's what you do. Nothing's wrong with it, but at least know and acknowledge, hey, I watch all this true crime. What is it going to do for me? I'm not against it. I'm just saying, take in the information and ask yourself, all the time I spend here, what am I doing with it? I can learn all that I want from books, from this segment on personal development, but what is it doing for me, right? Only if you apply and you put into practical application and you integrate that, what we do here, into your day-to-day life, could it really be of true substance, of real, tangible substance. It's nice and easy to hear people talk and read books, content, articles, podcasts, but what are you doing with all that you have learned, you've taken in? Now, if you are one, which most people are, who spend all their time consuming, well, at least you're learning. That's one thing. But don't you want more for yourself? Or do you just want to be a consumer? What do you want to be, right? Do you want to just be a vessel that's constantly absorbing information, learning content? Now, there are moments in our life where we are on that pursuit. There are moments, phases, periods of time. There are other moments in life where we shift into something different. We shift ourselves into, okay, I've spent a lot of time on this area or this subject matter or this, whatever it is, all right? And then you decide. Do you just keep learning and taking in and taking in and taking in? Or do you decide, all right, I think that I'm ready to do something with the information that I'm learning, whether it's applying to your real daily life, like your day-to-day life, your routine, your experience, Or if it's something more higher concept, what are you doing about those ideas? So however you look at it, what are you doing with the information, the experiences? Why sit through all of the experiences over and over and over, day in and day out? And what do you have to show for it? Don't you want to at least feel that your time was spent, but beyond the experience itself, beyond the experience of the reading, the research, learning, the movies, the videos, the music, right? What do you get to say in exchange for the time investment, for your attention? What do you want from that? Where are you going with that? Or do you want to just sit in the abyss? I don't know. Only you know. But I know that in this journey of the information, the personal development, like the segment we're doing here, I always give you guys step-by-step approach. Here is the information. Here is the knowledge. Here is how we're going to put it to play, right? If I only just talk to you in theory and ideologies, that's wonderful. I can talk to you in theories, theoretically, ideologies forever, endlessly. But what does that do for you? My brain is like, okay, all this information is available and exists. Now, let me think about how I can help the tactical, the day-to-day grind. How do you put that into play? How does that go from idea, thought, and then to action? Real action, not thoughts, not planning, not strategizing, real action. How do you apply it? True application, okay? Now, from our series here on personal development, guys, seriously, we've witnessed, right, as a group, as a collective, how we're applying the information, how it's useful, right? But take the same idea, concept, apply it to your life in other areas. That's how the higher mind thinks. All right, if I'm doing this in here, how do I do this there or this there? Let yourself grow and evolve. Let your mind develop beyond what is. Let me check in with you guys. I'm probably talking too much. Let me check in. Am I losing people? Am I losing people? I'm sorry if I am. I do talk a lot. I am an intense person, so I apologize if that is coming across. I have self-awareness, so I apologize. I'm just a very passionate person, and I care about you guys. I truly, truly do. There's no doubt. So my passion comes with love, intention. It's directed toward the betterment of humanity. Let's see. Okay. All right. Well, at least y'all are still with me. That's good. All right. We're going to keep rolling. Get my eyes right here. We're going to keep rolling. Oh, my ice cubes. All right. Just break in. Yay. All right, we're gonna keep rolling, guys. All right. Clink that ice, LOL. MX Big, I love it. I live it. Thank you, See My Tutu. Yay. Thanks, guys. All right. All right, let's keep rolling, okay? Back to my notes. back to my notes. Okay. Katrina ASMR. No. Okay, I'm gonna pull my notes back up again. All right. So, now how earlier, if you remember, guys, we were talking about the pain of maybe some childhood wounds that you were experiencing, you know, in life. And if you were here during that piece of that, let me know you were here. But we were talking about how there are things that take place in our life that we don't, you know, necessarily agree with, or we don't choose that to happen, but they do happen, right? Many people, again, if you've missed the beginning segment, please go back, because this will not do it justice, and I'm not going to repeat it. But a lot of people I've talked with, worked with, I've interacted with, have had a lot of real severe, you know, emotional wounding by parents, family, loved ones, in many ways. Damaging situations that really do break down a person's, you know, emotional and mental well-being, right? If you missed this part, please go back later and rewatch that, because this will not do it justice. But the point of me bringing it back up again is that, guys, in this experience, right, our pain, our hardships, we're overcoming different versions and formats of, you know, pain, overcoming the deepest of wounds, right, that no one should ever face and go through. Me bringing this up again is that because we're going to take, you know, as individual people, who we are, what we've learned, our experiences, and that is, you know, part of what's, you know, played a part in who we are in time, right? Now, again, it does not define us, but it has played a very integral role with how we show up to the world, right? We see something take place and it may trigger an experience, or it brings up an emotional thing, or it reminds you of X, Y, or Z. Automatically, you're on like high alerts, right? Okay, so you're gonna take all your insights, your perspectives, like your real life experiences, right? Along with the learning, right? The reading, the learning, the researching, the environmental thing that you're going through. All of that has, you know, contributed to who you are today. Absolutely. We've talked about that earlier tonight. But again, the trauma and the negative elements that any one of us have endured in our past does not decide who we are going to be today and tomorrow. And I talked about this at length earlier, so I don't want to repeat this. Like I said, if you missed this, definitely go back and rewatch that. But we're here, right? And we've made peace to the best of our own abilities to forgive. It's our own free will to forgive the people who have negatively and inappropriately have ever harmed you in any capacity. When you forgive the person who've wronged you and harmed you, it's not that you are accepting what they've done is okay. What you're doing is releasing the burdens that you're holding on your back indefinitely, endlessly, right? It doesn't need to be kept with you until your death. Now, we don't know that information because no one is talking about that. And of course, you know, so, and no one wants to talk about, nobody wants to go into the very dark places of ourselves, okay? Nobody does. But the reality is that we all have these dark areas in our own experience, right? Some darker than others, some more traumatizing, some more painful, right? It's subjective, but the point of the information is to know that you are not a prisoner of that pain. You're not a prisoner of that experience. And let's just even say you were a bad person in the past, this lifetime. Let's just say you made very poor decisions. You've hurt people. I'm not saying that your actions don't have consequences. I'm not saying that your actions are completely forgiven. No, or acceptable or justified. We're not rationalizing any poor behavior. What we are doing here in this experience is knowing that we may have made very bad decisions in the past, poor decisions. things that we're not happy or proud of, okay? Now, you can let yourself live the rest of this life of existence in shame, hiding behind yourself, the walls that you place, the barriers, all of it, right? Or you can free yourself. You can choose, you can decide that, all right, I may not have been the ideal person that I had hoped I would be. I'm not proud of this choice in this situation, or how I did this, or whatever it was. Again, it's not about rationalizing or justifying why I did this because this person did it. No. So if you missed the beginning segment, go back. But the point here at this moment is, all the things, right, that precede this moment today, right now, everything. You're here. I'm here. Everything on the table. Everything. Put it on the table. Put it all up there. No one has to see you do it. It's between you and you. No one's there. You're there, right? You're on the screen. You're there. We're all here, but you're there. Lay it out on the table for yourself once and for all. And let yourself put it, first of all, you have to put each piece that you maybe are holding too hard on yourself, whether it's by you or by a person who's harmed you. Either way, to me, it's the same thing. Put it on the table for yourself once and for all. Put it up there and say, and if you have to go through it deeply, do it. But I hope that you don't spend too much time on each thing, because you'll be there forever and you'll never get through it. Put it on the table. All right. And you say this, let's just say you were sexually molested as a child. Okay. You want to some degree, look at it as an outside perspective as you. If you are coming into the process of clearing this energy out as you, then you cannot detach from the problem, the pain and the hurts. Of course not. So you will have to look at it subjectively for yourself. If you can do it and you're looking to grow and evolve, you name it, you put it on the table. This situation A happened. I don't know, this happened. This took place. It was wrong. Never should have happened. Or situation B, I was left and abandoned, and I should have had people there to love me and support me, to help me. All right. You put them all on the table. All right. Now, I caution, don't get too far in the sadness. If you can look at it objectively. All right. Let yourself try to do it. Okay. Put it there. Okay. There it is. You're not the situation. You're not what happened. You're just observing it from an external position. There it is. All right. It was wrong. Let yourself, if you've never even went through your life that way, you should. If you want to grow. Now, don't do it if you have no anticipation, direction on becoming more. Otherwise, you'll just pain yourself, and that's not healthy. So if you are choosing to clear yourself, liberate yourself, remove the bondage, the baggage, remove the chains, stop being a prisoner to the pain that has really afflicted you, for sure. All right, you put it on the table. And I know like on the table, that's why it's there. It's not you. It's separate from you. It's there. There you go. Then you let yourself go through the work on that one item, right? There might be many for you. There it was. It was wrong. It was so messed up, unacceptable, never should have happened. And you are letting yourself be separate from what happened. That is not you. It happened. Yes. It doesn't define you. It may have up until now, but it no longer will unless you allow it to hold you chain and like why be the prisoner of situations like that? Release them. Let yourself go through the motions of whatever hardships that are very deeply wounded. We all have an inner child that has been so deeply wounded that we've never been given the skill sets, the manner of how to deal with the situations we've had to undergo, and no one's going to do it for you but you. Now, it can be very troubling because sometimes, for some people, you don't want to let go of that pain. It's real. Some people, they don't want to let go because it's so familiar and you're so attached to this, or that. So, you don't want to let go of it. If that's where you find yourself, step one is having the inner awareness that that might be one thing you're struggling with. No one has to know but you. It's important to know the truth of yourself. It's a mature thing to do. Not everyone is willing to face their mirror, their self. It's not easy. Who wants to face the very traumatizing inner truths? No. But it's real, and it must be dealt with if you are looking to become more and free yourself. Yes. How can you possibly imagine things great for you that are waiting, they're dead? There are so many beautiful things on the other side of this that are begging for your attention, but you can't see it because you're in bondage to the pain and the suffering. We all have so many inner, deep-seated childhood wounds that we've never wanted to really go back into and work through. Now, I'm not saying to go sit in the emotional pain. I don't suggest that unless you need to. But if you do, I caution you to not spend too much time there. It could be very damaging. And if you can try to distance yourself, put the thing on the table like it's an object, like an object. There it is. That did happen. You're not denying what happened. It's there. But that's not you. It happened, yes. You're not forgiving the people who've harmed you or wronged you. No. And you're not accepting that you agreed to it. No, but you're going to forgive yourself. You're going to release the burdens that are weighing you down, guys. Does that make sense to those who are here in the room? And guys, let me just pause my little, let me check in with you guys, because I know I'm talking a lot. Do you guys follow me? Does it make sense? Tell me your thoughts here in the chat. Guys, let me know, please. Yay, yeah. Sandra, I'm going to go into that part. That's the next part now. That's the next part. Thank you, Sandra. So guys, let me know if you're here in the chat and you're with me and you're listening and you're tuning in. Please let me know if this resonates, if what I'm saying, makes sense to you. I do care about, what you guys have to say who are at least here. I do absolutely care. Okay. MX Big says, they say it's more damaging to witness the abuse than experience it. I'm not a doctor. I don't attest to be one, but I am a student of personal development. And I can just share my own experiences, which I have done so many times on this channel, and bring the awareness to the truths and the pillars of truth that I know and apply it to the real world that we all live in. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So thank you guys for chiming in. Let me know that you are still with me. Thanks, guys. Oh my God, is my face shiny? Probably hot. Oopsies. Okay, we're gonna keep going though. Ready? All right. So back to my notes. And guys, if this, what I'm talking about, discussing and sharing is not maybe a new concept for you, then consider yourself ahead of the curve, right? Consider yourself ahead of the curve. And like Abby was saying, it's nice when you are being unconsciously, subconsciously affirmed in things that you may already know internally, right? But never been said so eloquently, okay? It's important. All right. Now, where is Celia Tube next on the docket? Sorry. All right, we're going to keep going here. So, all right, I will come to this part in a minute. That way I don't hold up. I'm going to put a note here for myself to come back to this part in a minute. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to do, okay, put a little marker here. Okay. I'll come back there in a minute. Okay, but let's go on the topic that Sandra was discussing moments ago. Excuse me. All right. Come on. Okay. Ooh, that's another big part. I might not do that piece now because it's too deep, that part. We're going to keep going. Hold on. Hold on. I had a lot of notes, guys. So let's see. All right, let me keep going here. All right, let me start here now. Okay. All right. So part of this entire, journey of personal development in this series here with me is to learn more about yourself. And that could be just learning more about who you know yourself to already be. That's totally cool. It could be getting deeper insights into who you are. It could be gaining clarity on areas where you may need more clarity. So the purpose of this is not to revamp everything, right? It's not. We cannot overnight. That's impossible. But we are going to focus on the parts that come up for you, right? We're all on this journey and we all have different areas that are maybe being like more highlighted for our own self, given the path that we're on. So again, the journey for all of us are different. And so different things come up to the surface at different points in time. If you've been on my channel before, I talk about how there's themes and lessons in life here on this entire, human journey where certain moments in life, you're focused more on maybe like certain areas of your life. Other moments in time, you're on this area. Again, that's how it's supposed to be. Things are constantly they're cycling in like a vortex, okay? And you may have worked on issues that you thought you resolved in the past. I know what's happened to me, for sure. I'm like, I thought I freaking worked on that before. Is that gonna really come up again for me? Well, it comes up because it needs to be worked back on again. And so, now it may not come up the second or third time around as predominant, right, as the first time, but it will come up and surface because it needs to be worked through. So the point is not to get too deep in the weeds on every part of your life. The important part to focus here on is the areas that you feel most drawn and compelled to resolve within yourself. All right? Don't take on too much of yourself because you'll feel defeated. I know this. I tend to be a perfectionist. And I know from firsthand, if you take on too much, you will be upset with yourself. I know that I am sometimes. Like, I took on too many pieces. Fuck. So give yourself chunks and bites to work through. And let yourself be okay with I'm working on this bite, this chunk of time right now, right? And work through that as best you can. And then know that in the future, it may come back around to see how good you did on it, right? It's normal. So does that make sense to you guys so far? Please let me know. I'm curious. We're good still? Okay. When y'all get more silent in the chat, but you're all still here, I never know if you're just listening to me or you're tuning me out. I don't know. But I'm going to assume that you're just taking in the information, and that's what's supposed to happen. Okay, guys? All right, let me keep rolling. Rolling. What's that one? Rolling with the homie. Wait, is that like from, oh God, what's her name? Good God. That movie? Oh, well, guys, I'm not a movie person or a music person, so I'm the worst and last. Don't count on me for movies and music. Please don't. There is a movie where the girl does that, okay? She knocks her head. All right, guys. If y'all know it, put it here. I'm going to keep rolling, all right? All right, let me get my notes back up again. My notes. Oh, and my ice. All right, here we go. Yeah, ice. All right, there we go. Oh, the ice. Oh, the ice is so cold. I love it. All right. Who's resting in peace? Who died? Okay. Who died? Wavelength. Oh yeah, MX Big. Yes, guys. Yes. Hold on. Look at camera. Oh yes. Thank you, MX Big. Okay, so on a side note, on a nice side note, those who've been with us for here a while, we have little like sayings. What do you call it? They're not memes. There's a name for this, guys. This is not my area of expertise. I'm gonna count on you guys to there's a classification, sorry, whatever it is. A saying, I don't know, not a quote, but something bad what it is. So we do sometimes here, we say wavelength. And for those who don't know the whole wavelength theory concept, if you are familiar with my channel, I talk about the energetics. Whether you understand that concept or not is a separate thing. But basically, in a nutshell, the energetics are, when you're talking to somebody, you either jive with them or you don't. Even if you don't know everything that they're saying, it's like that you understand the wavelength, like you're on the same wavelength with them, right? Like, or when your friend calls you and you're like thinking of them, or when you're like, hey, Jinx, or like when you're like, yeah, I get it, or like when you can't think of the same thing, but like you're both like, yes, without words, right? Without words, it's like, yeah. So like the whole concept of the wavelength is that on a higher level of wavelength, it means that on the energetic, the scientific part of it, the energetic frequency hertz that we are talking on, that I'm communicating on, is resonating with your body's auric field vibration. That's the high level discussion of it. But I try to give you guys both elements so you understand, right? So on a normal, like talking to you, yeah, we're vibing, we get it, right? That's that. On the higher level, it's, I'm on this, your body has an auric field, okay? Whether you know it or not, it does. And your body has a vibrational state of being. Everything in this world is vibration. If you don't know that, guys, go look up science. I cannot be your science teacher, but everything is vibration. Everything. Even vibration you can't hear with the ear. The point is that we're all vibrating. Nothing is at a constant fixed position. Nothing is. Zero. This is a new concept, guys. This has been around, and I've talked before. The point is that on the higher level of the information, we're all vibrating. And when we're vibrating, our thoughts are also vibrating, and so is our beingness, our presence, who we are, who our soul is vibrating. And when we're vibrating, we're going to resonate with those on that wavelength as well. There, that was the science higher mind explanation, and the basic explanation is, hey, we're vibing. All right, let me keep going, guys. Oh, for the love of God, for the love of God, for the love of God. Make myself laugh. Okay, let's keep going. Let me keep going. Where's my notes at? Oh, here they are. I got my notes back up. All right. Alrighty. All right, so I'm going to end this last segment on this part, okay, guys? I'm back on camera. I forgot I'm not on camera. Do you guys still want to hang out with me? As far as like, I want to give you one last segment. If it's too much, I can close it out. But if y'all have the ability to hang a little bit longer, I can at least complete the last segment. You guys let me know. All right. All right, we're going to keep going, guys. Yes, Gen Z knows. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's keep it rolling. All right, I'm going to go back on camera. Oh, I cracked my back. All right, stretch my body out a little bit. Guys, I sit all day long. Y'all have no idea. It's not good on my body that I sit this much. All right. All right, let's keep going, okay, guys? So here is the last segment, and then we'll get there, okay? So, if you remember, okay, we began the whole series in the segment, and I don't want to get emotionally and cry. I don't want to. I'm happy, so I don't want to get sad. And if you don't know me, I don't like to be sad. Hold on. Where is the G-spot at? Did she pass out? Guys, help me out. Where is Danielle, the G-spot? Are we missing people? I think we're missing people. Where is she? All right. She might be asleep. She was here. I can't text right now in the middle of this, but I can't go back to the whole things. Guys, find out where Danielle is. All right. Anyways, my point is that we've done a lot of things here in this little segment, and it's not over. It's not like the whole segment of development is not over. And the reason why it's not over is because it's never over, okay? The journey on developing, becoming more of who you are destined to be is never over. It's nice, and conceptually it makes easier. Conceptually, theoretically, oh, when I do this, then I get X, Y, or Z. So conceptually, it's nice to imagine or envision, because that's how we were trained, indoctrinated, to see, accomplishment, right? It's the wrong way to see accomplishment, but, it is the way that society is set up and structured. We see, okay, we get this, we get this. But at the end of the day, the real experience is never ending. All the tools that we have learned here never cease to exist. They will be with you forever. And I'm so happy. I'm so proud. I'm honored to have at least did some kind of positive impact for those who are with me on this journey. And this journey here on YouTube and this whole experience, it's never ending, guys. It never ends. Like, it never ends. It never ends in the macro, the big picture. It never ends. We take the tools that we're doing, that I'm helping us through, and not just in theory, not just ideologies, it's in practical application in the real world. We've been doing this together, guys. It's real, it's tangible. It's not just this far out thought. Hey, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, one day I'll do that. Or, yeah, I agree with you. That's great. The people who have been with us here on this channel, at least in this segmentation, have been putting this into play in their real life, right? Some more than others, but they're still putting it in. They're still applying it, guys. That is amazing. That means those who have been applying whatever we've been doing here, you are so ahead of the game. And I want to honor you guys. I want to take this moment and honor you guys, because that is beautiful. You chose to take a stand for who you want to become. And that's impeccable. It's beyond impressive. There's no accolades. There's no trophies that could ever, equate to the realness, the rawness of what that gives you, what that yields forever. Does that make sense, guys? And so that's a beautiful part of the process, that who you are becoming is the true you that has been waiting to burst out the seams, right? And we all have, ideas and visions and thoughts of, well, yes, I would love to be more, great, bigger, better, this X, Y. Yes, of course. But there's always these limiting blocks that are just always keeping us away from the next step, keeping us away from seeing ourselves. And I understand why. Society isn't set up to promote true growth and true transformation. It's obvious why it wouldn't be set up that way. I know it sounds sad to imagine that the world is not designed to be in your favor, but it's not. It isn't designed to push you forward. It's not. Now, there's no reason to sit and dwell on, well, how come it's not? Who should be doing it? No, wrong game. The real game for you, the real thing to be debating and putting your energy and your attention on is, who are you going to be? We have in this world these sets of social constructs: religion, political, education, government, society, business, economics, you name it, it's there. These pillars, right? And I say this because it's very real. You can fancy yourself by debating the pillars themselves. And many people do. They do it indefinitely. They begin to put their whole life devotion into the pillars. I'm not against it completely, because some people do have to help create change to break down the pillars. So I am still going to support those who want to place all of their energy and attention on the pillars. Is that the best, most wise decision? No, not in my viewpoint. Now, it's subjective. This is my personal opinion. I will have a bias to it. But the reality is that these social constructs will not go away, at least in our lifetime. I don't say that from a negative position. I don't. I'm very grounded in practicality. These things like religion, education, society, economics, business, political, government, they're not leaving. They're not going anywhere, guys. So you can spin your wheels on thinking that you're fighting the right fight. And people do, indefinitely. Now, again, I'm not saying that all people who fight those fights are incorrect. Nope. I am not saying that. What I am saying is, look, let's look at it from another position. Give yourself the ability to hold the space for that, and then give yourself the ability to stand back a little bit bigger, stand back, and the macro viewpoint is going to tell you this. The macro viewpoint is these are pillars that have been set in stone before we were born, before parents were born. Again, it does not mean we can't affect change. That's not the point here. The point is that when you can look at something with logic, rationality, truth, it's evident that these are deep-rooted pillars. And the way to become the most of you is to learn new, understand. These are pillars that aren't going anywhere anytime soon. They can be adjusted. People can fight for all these social justice. I'm not against that. No, by no means am I not. No, I'm not. But they're pretty deep. You know, when you anchor something like to the bottom, then you're gonna, lifetimes and lifetimes will go by. So rather than fight the pillar, the beam itself, the structure itself, the most intelligent way to affect positive change for others, for bigger concepts, for movements, or for your own individual life, because that's what we're doing here. It's your individual life. The way to affect change for you is to know that you can work within the constructs that exist. We don't have to like them. I don't like them. I don't like all these pillars. They're like, who put them there? Why are they here? I was like, oh my God, 10, 15 years ago, I was like, oh my God, why? I will never forget learning about all these different things like a long time ago. I was so mad. I was so mad about what I uncovered. It drove me, I was pissed because I could not believe that nobody was trying to change these long pillars. And in the process, I had to learn that, all right, I don't like those things. I can fight for things that I really cannot, as an individual, completely have more impact over. What can I do? What can I do for my own life, for myself, for others, for humanity, for the collective consciousness? I can be the best person that I know how to be. Yes. And I can be me, the best self of me. I can keep growing, learning, evolving, becoming more. I can help those in my family who want to listen. Because if you've been on my channel before, my family doesn't always really want to hear what I have to say. They love me. Yes, they do. But their thoughts and their positions may be different from mine. And I accept them as they are. And they accept me as I am. Plain and simple, right? So it's not about changing the mindsets of your family and your friends and your circle. Don't waste your time doing that. Don't. Because they will just debate you, rebuttal you, and you'll spend your energy in the wrong places. Trust me, I know. You're better off just putting your attention and your energy and your focus on things that you do have control over. And what that is you have control over, the barriers from you today and who you want to become. You have control over how you respond, how you react, who you choose to be every moment, moment by moment. You do. You have free will. You don't have to decide to be, confined to the restrictions, the bounds, the burdens of who you were in the past or who others harmed you in the past. Don't define your life by all those things. No. And don't bother trying to explain who you are to other people. That's a waste of time. I have done that too. I don't do that anymore. I don't. I did at one point. Yes, of course. Who wouldn't? Like, you were like, oh my God, all of this. And they just don't understand. How can they? They are not individual people who come in your life. They're not necessarily supposed to understand what you know. They're living their life. They're on their journey. So don't spin your wheels trying to get your family, your friends, the people who you love the most to hear you out, because they'll listen to you and then they'll tune you out, or they'll say, yeah. Right. So again, from like other lessons here on my channel, I tell you guys, do not seek external validation. Do not do that. That's a for sure way to lose the battle with yourself. You're more than that. Me, Katrina, I do not seek external validation. I know who I am. I know who I am. I've done the work on myself. I know what I will accept, what I won't. I have boundaries, limitations, and there is some gray area. Absolutely. And I'm not perfect. I'm nowhere. Please. I have my own things I struggle with for myself. Of course, that's human being. It's human nature, right? But do not seek external validation. That is the worst thing you can ever seek. Because you yourself inside knows what's real, what's true. No one outside has to tell you. No one externally has to validate your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. No. And the moment you begin to give your power to the external forces, people, friends, families, society, media, is when you lose. Don't give your power. Claim your personal power. Take back your personal sovereignty. Know who you are. But to know who you are requires you to make the choice. Decide that you actually care about who you are. You care who you're going to become. And to do that requires the work of who you've been. That takes time. It's very brutal. It's very hard. It's uncomfortable. It's not nice. It's shedding the layers of your ego. You're like, oh my God, is that really who I am? You take yourself down to the core of yourself, and that's not a very pleasant experience, but I've done it before. Yes, I have. I'm not going to be shaken by the external environment. Will I still be affected? Of course, I'm human. Of course. Like, I'm not like Superwoman. Of course not. And I don't want to pretend that you could be that no one's like that. We're still human, but we know when you go through the process of discovering, reflecting, taking down the pain points you've endured, right? It's a journey of true healing, self-healing. And that healing journey, it never ends. It never ends, because old things will reignite old wounds, and you'll be faced to deal with it as an adult, and again and again. You can never be like completely free of things. So expect for yourself to fail. Expect for yourself to fall flat on your face. Expect for yourself to feel defeated, but know that it's the journey. It's the journey that is the beautiful part of life. Guys, are you with me or not? Let me know. Let me know if you're with me. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Danielle is here. Aw, Scout, thank you so much. Dawn Marie, that's beautiful. Very well said. Thank you, Dawn Marie. Thank you so much. It's true. Hey, True Helper. How are you, sweetie? I'm so happy to see you. So happy to see you. How are you? Mel Mel says, popping in to say I love you. Thank you, Mel Mel. We love Mel Mel, guys. Can one of the mods put Mel Mel's link? We love her. We love her so dearly. I love Mel Mel so dearly. I do. I really do love you, Mel Mel. But you know that, but I do. I do. Yay, Scout over here. Yay. All right. Can one of the mods put Mel Mel's link there for sure? True Helper, I'm so happy to see you, sweetie. Are you guys liking the message so far? We're going to complete it, but I just want to make sure that we're all still good here. All right. Thank you, guys. And if we can also put Duty Ron's link in here too for the replay, for those who are here hanging out with us, let's put Duty Ron's link as well if we can. It'll mean so much to me. Guys, I mean so much to me, like seriously. I want to make sure that we're here supporting, the channels that are trying to make a positive impact on like humanity. And, we all go about it doing it like in our own ways because we're all uniquely different and we're supposed to be different. Like if all of us were, if all of us, I'll make sure to if all of us were exactly the same way, then we would be bored with this life, guys. We are supposed to be different. How we think is going to be differently. Our perspectives, how we conceptualize information, how we consume it, how we put into perspective is going to be very uniquely your own. Okay, that's important for us to understand as a reality. And so when we can empathize with that element, then we can have the compassion, hold the space for those opinions that may not be, that they may differ from your own opinions, right, guys? So it's very, very important to do that, guys. Let's not forget holding the space because there have been times where I have not agreed with thoughts, experiences, society, these social constructs, government, religion, politics, education, you name it, they're there. I don't have to agree with how it's set up, right? But I'm not going to fight the pillars I don't stand a chance against. What I will do is be intelligent enough and know that I'm going to work within the confines and make the most impact where I can, right? Are y'all with me or not? I need to brush my teeth. Mel Mel, I gotta, no joke, I have to brush my teeth. I have film in my mouth. I have to brush my teeth, guys. I'll be super fast though, promise. I'm not even joking, guys. I'm not even joking. But I have ice in my Sprite, but I have to brush my teeth. And let's make sure to put the links for Duty Ron and for guys, remind me who was here earlier. If y'all can remind me who was here earlier, let's put those links as well. I'm gonna count on the mods to help me out. All right. All right, I'm back. All right, y'all with me? Whew. Are you guys with me or not? I don't know. I brushed my teeth. I had to brush my teeth. Sorry. I really do though. That's like a weird fetish or something. Brush my teeth, man. I hate that feeling of like film in my mouth. Can't stand that. Alrighty. All right, so are we all on the same page with the concept and like what I was going through, guys? Yes? Ooh, okay. Sandra says, hey, Mel Mel, my favorite comedian. You guys, Mel Mel is so freaking awesome and amazing. Seriously, it's not a joke. We love her to death. She'll make me cry in a good way. Oh, in a good way. Yay. All right, guys. Yay. Okay. Let's keep going. Thank you, Dawn Marie, for the links. I really appreciate that. I really, really do. All right. Awesome, guys. Thank you, Dawn Marie. She put up Joy Brooklyn's link as well. That's super, super awesome. I really appreciate that. I really, really, really do. All right. All righty. Yay. All right. Yay, I have the word yay in there. All right. Let's keep going, guys. All righty. My soda. It is a little bit flat and watered down, but that's okay though. I'm gonna leave it. It's cold. I'll take cold over anything. Where the heck? Okay. Guys, let's keep going. I do hope that at least thus far, you guys are enjoying the segment tonight. We had a couple of breaks, what, 2 or 3 breaks, but well-deserved good breaks of warm-hearted, light-hearted chatting. Yay. Is that Robbie? No way. We haven't seen Robbie here in like forever. Hi, Robbie. How are you? He says, just woke up. Got to get more sleep. I never catch you anymore. No, I've been going to bed early too. This is an exception. Seriously. A big time exception. But we love you. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty, we're gonna finish the segmentation here, okay? My notes. Alrighty, so if you guys remember, even if you've not been part of every specific, segment on the development course here, we've been talking about the toolbox, and we have these tools in there, right, that are uniquely designed for us. There was one stream where I talked about how, imagine, having a tool that is for you, but the tool is made for like left-handed people. It would be very difficult and awkward to use that tool. You could learn the tool, of course, but it would be uncomfortable and difficult. The point of that analogy and metaphor back then was to acknowledge that we have certain tools that are gonna work a little bit more easier for each and every one of us, right? We all have our very distinct, unique personalities, right? We've taken that little personality profile assessment. For those who have not taken it before, I highly suggest that you do. you don't have to necessarily agree or like the concept of the assessment, but it does at least give you the ability to gauge yourself with, you know, the Ford model, the car model, right? Sandra was talking earlier about, you know, the front seat and the back seat, and we've covered this before, so I'll touch upon it just a little bit, guys. Who remembers the car model? The front seat and the back seat, the driver, the co-pilot, and the back seat. Anyone remember that? I will put that link in case those who are new to the channel or this experience. Find the link first. We find that link. Where are those freaking links? Actually, I don't want to spin my wheels there. If someone can put that link on the, I think it's called like where is Happy when you need him? Where is Happy? He was so good at those freaking links. Where is he? I will try to post it in the description though, or the comment section, guys. But it really truly is a great way to at least gauge yourself. You don't have to necessarily agree with all the parts of it, but it gives you a starting point. It gives you something to work with, understanding the areas of your strengths and, like, you know, your weaknesses. I put that more simple this time, but really the car model is you're going to have a driver, a co-pilot, and the back seat. Again, this is all of yourself, you, the Myers-Briggs test. Who remembers this, guys? Anybody remember this, guys? I know y'all do. I know y'all do. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. So the two components that I want to, like, at least bring to the end of this, you know, segment, the conclusion here is the Myers-Briggs MBTI assessment. It's a personality assessment that goes over the cognitive functions of your brain. That's an important piece. Like, it's not like how you like things, how you do things. It's really on the cognitive functions, guys. We spent at least 3 streams where I was trying to cover, like, the depth, the positive impact on knowing this about yourself. At least I felt it's very, very real. To me, it is. I went over in my own weaknesses, my own vulnerabilities on areas where I fall short that may not be fully developed as the rest of me is, right? Are y'all with me? Say something. All right, so thank you, Scout. All right, so we covered the car model and the importance, the significance of how that plays a role. If you've missed that, you definitely want to go back to that, because that was a very critical and crucial segment. Does anybody, does anybody have, I will get the link, guys. Does anybody have, hold on. Okay, let me get the link first, then I can finish that thought. Sorry, guys, hold on. When I'm in my thought, I gotta stay on one track, but I will pull this link up for us, though. I care about that. Because it's real. To me, it is. If you don't like this kind of stuff, that's okay. Don't do it. But if you are willing, right, to check out something new and see how we've actually applied it and what it is, it might be worth looking into. So I'll put the link right here. I got it, girl. I got it. Thank you, Dawn Marie. I got it, though. Here it is. Here is the link for oh my goodness gracious. Here we go. Paste. Guys, did I get the link or not? I mean, I was trying my best to get it, guys. I tried my best. So for those who have not taken that assessment, again, it's not about confining yourself to a test. That isn't the point. So for those who don't like tests, this is not something that's like set in stone. It's a good place to just gauge yourself and how you are, your brain, how your brain is wired. Again, we began this whole journey on development on we are wired very specifically. Every one of us are individual. We've been wired since birth. And then, of course, you add in the layers of like society, conditioning, family, economic environment, social. All of these things have played a major role in, adding to who we are, how we respond, how we're wired. So it's nice to see at this point, take that assessment and discover, okay, here at this point in time, I am testing as a whatever your 4 letters are. Let's give ourselves a chance. If you have been here for the long haul, which if you have been, I will know, put your 4 letters here. Put your 4. Let's see, guys. I know the people in my class. I have your letters. I have the folders right here. Actually, I will pick up the folders if I need to. Okay. If you're here, put your letters here. I'll put my letters as well. All right. Put your letters here. What the hell? Am I hearing noises, guys? What? I'm hearing noises. I don't know. Good grief. Lord, have mercy on my soul. Okay. I thought it was hearing noises. Not like in my head. Here, externally. Anyways. Oh. Happy, happy, happy. Yay, sweetie. We've missed you. We all love happy, happy, happy. It's been forever. Thank you for putting the link, though. Thank you so much for the link. For sure. Sandra, where's Scout? Is Scout still here? Where is Scout? Scout. Where is Scout? Chrissy. Where's Chrissy? Scout. Guys, and before I forget, I never, ever properly... Guys, give this video a thumbs up. I forgot to say that. For the love of God. If you're here, can you give this video a thumbs up? And if you really want to help support the channel, and you think that what I do here is of value and of substance, if you are kind enough to leave a comment after this video or on any of my videos, but definitely these ones are more important, guys. If you are willing to leave a comment, it helps the algorithm and it gets YouTube to bring other people who we don't know yet to come hang out and see us and check us out. So it would be a beautiful experience if you could help like this video and leave a comment. Not tonight, later, but whenever. Okay, thank you. I never ask for much. I actually don't ask for anything, guys, besides you hanging out with me here. That is how I feel the transaction, the interaction. See, our energetics are transacting, right? When I say, does that mean money? It means it's a connection. So it's a transaction and an exchange of energetics. So if you could give this a thumbs up, I would most certainly be honored. And if you could leave a comment that's one step above, and I will forever be indebted. Thank you in advance. All right. Now, where is Scout? Where's Scout? There's the link for the personal assessment. All right. Yay, Dawn, you got it. Now, I asked everyone, if you know your letters and you remember, put your letters there. Dawn, do I have your letters? Dude, I need to, hold up. Where's my notebook? Where's my notebook? girl. And Dawn, have you ever emailed me? I thought I gave you my phone number, but I don't know. Girl, I don't know. So I can't remember everything. Hold up. But if I have not, email me then. And if you did already, email me again. I'll look for it again. All right, I got it. Just y'all can see. Oh, you can't see it. I do take notes. Like, no joke, I do. Not for the fun of it. All right. Email me. I thought I gave you my phone number. I'm not sure. All right. Okay. Back to business, guys. Abby. All right, let's see. Abby, Sandra. Scout's even on point. Scout has her, she's got her chart. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud. Seriously, I'm so proud. Jenny. Yay. Okay. Brian Griffin says, that's how I ended up here. What does that mean, Brian? I don't know what that means, but let me know. Please let me know. We missed you too. Yay. Oh, you did? Okay. Okay. Dawn Marie, are you on the Facebook as well or not? I forget. If you are on the instant messenger, that's faster than email, but I do email as well. So in case. Abby. All right. All righty. So back to where we're at. Okay. So, we my notes back up here. Sorry. I got so excited about the letters. Where's my notes at? Okay, here they are. All right. So again, the purpose of this was to have a little bit of, depth of perception. At the bare minimum, it should have given you some clarity, right? Or affirmation on who you know yourself to be already. The letters are going to indicate your driver's seat, your co-pilot, and the back seat. I really did love that segment. I think I liked that the whole part of it the most. So that's that. Okay. But because it helps you identify, it brings clarity in how you naturally are more dominant in the world. So for example, like myself, I am the letters of the INTJ, which is not a very well-liked 4 code. It's not. I know why it's not. And I've been working on bring other elements to the table for that, for sure. Without going so much into myself, because I don't want to. But I have been absolutely working on the back seat of myself for quite a while now. More than I'd like to. But I'm doing a good job. Guys, if y'all are my group in the Zoom, am I doing a good job or not on the sensing and the feelings, guys? Tell me, guys, give me a letter grade from A through F, I guess, on if I'm working on the less developed parts of myself, which means for me, in my case, as the INTJ, my back seat will be feeling and sensing, which means it means what it means. It means what it means without too much lingo here. Guys, can you grade me? I hope I at least get the A for effort, man. I really do hope so. But if I don't, it's okay too. Yay, Dawn. Okay. Do you guys know Brian Griffin? I don't even know Brian Griffin, but hello and welcome. and group hug back. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Yay. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Scout. Thank you, guys. I thought I would hear from Danielle, but I guess she's fading in and out. Thank you, guys. So for those who know how the CAR model works with the Myers-Briggs test, it's about it's how you have like your dominant elements, that how you take on the world, how you react, how you process, how you are engaging. It's your dominant, your driver, like your driver. Imagine your body being a car. You have the driver in yourself, you have the co-pilot and the back seat. So your driver and your co-pilot are going to be how you manage this whole life existence, okay? What I was saying earlier, for me at least, is that it's more natural for your driver and your co-pilot to be more understood by yourself. It's less likely, unless you're more developed, to notice that the back seat is going to be maybe less developed. Right now, for those who have been on the journey of like development, then you may already know that about yourself. But if you don't, it's nice to have that effort, like that clarity. And if you do already, it's nice to bring more awareness to it. Right, guys? All right. Yay. Thanks, True Helper. Yay. Thank you, True Helper. You are so, so sweet. I really appreciate that. And so we had that those 4 letters, which like it's the CAR model, right? Our driver, our co-pilot, and the back seat. And it doesn't mean that we're going to perfect every part. It does not mean that all 4 quadrants will be in complete equilibrium. No, that's so silly to imagine. But the importance of it is to know when you have the higher awareness of areas where you may fall short in, then you can understand when others are engaging, responding, and interacting where you may fall short. And it helps you, intelligently be part of situations, interactions, conversations, dialogue, and you can work on developing the back seat, right? Now, we still got to work on the front seat too, but again, having that awareness is gold, guys, okay? The second part of all of this was your natal chart. Now, y'all know I love the natal chart. There's a couple of components, and I'm not going to go too far on here, guys, but I will say this for sure. Your natal chart, again, is your blueprint. When you were born in a location, a time zone, a location, a city, state, a time, and the astrological alignment, the planets were in a particular position. And for those who may not like astrology, I understand it's not a common thing, but I will tell you, I don't pursue anything unless there is legit, deep research that backs it up. That's a guarantee. So what I will say about that is that people like Carnegie, Rockefeller, all of the great people we've learned about in history, we say great, don't mean they were great people, but because they had monopolies over everything. My point is that they're well-known people with credibility based on their stature. They themselves, if you want to go look up quotes, I back my stuff up. Yes, I do. They relied upon the alignment of the planets to make business decisions. You can go look up Rockefeller astrology quotes, and they're there. I only say that because I didn't come into astrology or cards or all these things by hapstance. No, I did not. I came in a different direction. I've already covered that on my channel many times before, and I'm not going to go there tonight. But I want you to know, for those who don't know, it's not just some thought, some far-fetched like astrology. No. For those who know me, my background is in accounting and finance. I'm very analytical, very detailed, very precise. I'm very structured, organized, and business focused. So even me approaching astrology when I first began to was so out of my own element. Let me tell you. Yes, it was. I struggled with the ideas of it for a long time because it just didn't fit like my perception at that point in time. Anyways, I'm getting off on tangent. The point is that the natal chart is going to also reveal a couple of clues. So whether you believe in it or not is up to you. Again, I'm not here to debate or seek validation. I'm here to tell you there are certain clues that you can get from your chart that will tell you and reveal more information. Number one, I think the biggest clue, if you don't know about what your purpose here on earth is and what your destiny is and what you're supposed to accomplish, number one thing to look at in your own chart is the North Node. Plain and simple. Know your North Node. What is it? Right? And so when you have your North Node, that will be revealing to you big time, big time, big time. Most astrologers, I don't do it for like money, not a business. I'm telling you because I know. I've researched, I put the time in, hours and hours of research. The North Node will tell you information you can't get anywhere else. Whatever position of the planet, whatever planet you have there will tell you. Of course, your sun, your moon, and your Venus, all of these things have meaning, of course. And we're not going into that today. But the point is that your natal chart, the North Node, will help you also know your destiny. Now, it won't tell you every detail, of course not. Nothing can give you all those details, but it will give you the clues, just like the personality assessment. That assessment will give you the clues, the information, what you're working with, right? Then when you have all the things in your toolbox and you put in the work on growing yourself, evolving yourself, developing yourself, then you put all that combined, and only you can take it all in and make sense of that. No one else can do it for you. I can help you, but only you will know that for you. Make sense or not, guys? Let me know. Let me know. Yes, I agree with okay. So True Helper says, "You're quite welcome, Miss Katrina, my kind-hearted friend. Thank you for having everyone this morning." And then Dawn Marie says, "Waiting for you, True Helper, to start your channel." I second that one for sure. And you know I'll support your channel for sure, True Helper. Yay. Awesome, guys. Okay. So, guys, I'm gonna just, review my notes. I think I covered the concepts I had set out to do. Okay, hold on. I had too much to cover in this one segment. I know. All right. All right, I have an idea. You meant the Akashic Records? Texas Woman says, the Akashic Records? Yes, absolutely. Yes, I know what those are. Okay. All right. So here is okay. So I covered the main concepts of what I set out to do on the stream tonight. Yeah. So we have a couple of options. We can, I can put the StreamYards link for those who want to come up and talk or share any insight, any thoughts, whatever they want to share about, right? There's no pressure for anyone to ever do so. But if you want to, I put the link here. You can say whatever you'd like, right? Anything you'd like about it. If nobody wants to, that's okay too. But I want to at least give the options for that. Let me put the link here in case those decide to. And it could simply be, all right, it could simply be coming and saying hello. Don't feel pressured or obligated to talk about your learning, your growth. If you want to, you can do so, but don't feel pressured. You can just simply say hello. If you don't want to, that's okay too. All right, guys. And thank you, Dawn Marie. Thank you, Melmo, for the links. All right. All right. We have a guest.
Hi, everybody. I'm Abby. Half asleep. I'm usually asleep right now.
We're happy to have you. We are very happy to have you. Yay, you made it. You safe it.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week.
It has been. Well, it really has been.
So, the fender bender. Oh my gosh. I was doing deliveries and I was going down this little street that's always stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. And this lady in front of me stepped on the gas. So I stepped on my gas and she stepped on her brake and I didn't hit the brake in time, but like I hit it and I bumped her. Oh my gosh. And so that happened. I didn't get a ticket or anything because there was no damage to the cars. She didn't report it. Yes. So I went on, picked up my delivery, took it, and later on that night, I went downtown to pick up a pizza. The curb was probably about 8 inches high, maybe more. It was really high.
Curb? The curb?
Yeah, the curb was really high, like, and my car is really low to the ground. So I pulled up, stopped, put it in park. My car rolled forward a little bit, like all cars do, and I went and got the pizza. But I was there for like a half hour waiting for the pizza, and so when I came back out to the car, I noticed that my bumper was crooked. I was like, "Why is my bumper crooked?" So, so I looked. And my bumper was touching the curb. Like the curb was smashing my bumper.
Damn. Wow. Well.
So the bumper was already a little loose. And then yesterday, so I remember I told you I had to work on a couple of cars. Yes. So I fixed my son's fender little bumper thing because somebody hit his car and it messed up his bumper, like messed up his fender. It took the whole piece off. So I went and got him a new piece and we did that yesterday morning. Yeah. And so I decided to, that night I went and dropped off another delivery, but it was like in a driveway, but it was a tall curb again. And I forgot about how tall that curb was. So
tell us Give us some excitement. I've had a really myself, so
I felt so stupid. And the guys that I delivered the ice and the drinks and stuff to were looking at me all crazy. I was so embarrassed. My cheeks were probably all red. But I was backing out of their driveway and there was two cars coming, one coming one way and one coming the other. So they like kind of got in my way, so I couldn't pull out straight and then turn. So I had to turn the wheel, and when I turned the wheel and came out, my bumper was like right here, and the curb was right here. So my bumper just went.
Oh,
Yeah.
I believe it. No, I do believe that only because of I do. There are certain curbs that are super, super like almost like unnormally right high. Weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, but my car, like, I'm not used to it yet because I was driving my Acura MDX, which I gave to my son for graduation, and so I'm used to driving a tall vehicle, and this one is like a lowrider. It's super low, so my bumper hits everything.
I love it.
So my bumper hits everything. So I get out.
How low is it? How low?
Oh, how low can you go?
I can't. I'm not a twerker. Someone gotta go low for us, not me.
No, well, I mean, it's not like lowrider, but it's low. It's like a tiny car, I guess. And so, okay, so the wheels are 17s, but the wheels are low pros. So there's only like this much tire, maybe.
Oh, damn. Are you serious?
Yeah. I'll have to show you a picture of my car some other time. But yeah, the guys heard that. They just turn and look at me, and I'm like, because I felt the bump, and I was like, oh my gosh, did I just mess up my car again? Like, I get out and I look at it, my whole bumper on the side is like pulled off and almost like hanging. I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's hanging? Is it hanging?
There was no connection.
I want a picture in Zoom, guys, right? We up with the people.
No, I think it's not hanging no more. I like that night I parked my car. I said, I'm done. The next day I got up, I went to Home Depot. Well, this morning, whatever it is. I don't know. Yeah. I went to Home Depot, got some screws, and I fixed the bumper and fixed the little plastic, because the little plastic thing that blocks the dirt from going into the motor and stuff, that thing was dragging for like months. Too.
You fixed it on your own? No one else?
I had to.
Oh.
Well, so
that's impressive.
With that piece, I ended up hooking. I didn't have the screws that I needed, and I didn't have time. You know, I don't have time. So I did a wire bread tie.
Oh, like this? Oh my God! Yes.
I just twisted it. It held it for like a few weeks. Then, and I get that look. Everybody tells me, "Hey, you're dragging something." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's been dragging for like months."
Oh my, that's a good story. You know, it's a good story in light of the other things that we could be going through. It's still a truth for you, but you know, I'm happy that you can be you can be smiling here, Abby. I'm so happy. I really am.
God. It's just funny, so much stuff. But like, I fixed it 2 times with the bread ties, and then so finally this time that I went to Home Depot and got screws to fix the bumper that I almost ripped off, I said I might as well get 3 screws, a different kind of screws to tighten up that little piece that keeps hanging. So I was under the car, I did all of that, and my car is good now.
So it's not dragging anymore.
There's no like visual damage to my car. Like, it's all hidden now. Just but yeah, my car is giving me one problem after the other. The seat behind me, the seat belt's broken that I need to find a piece for to fix it. That door broke the other day. Like, I was trying to open it, and you could tell the wire's not even connected. So tomorrow, I'm probably gonna try to take the panel off of that and see if I can connect the wire again. It's just my driver's side seat and when I get off of it, it goes boom. Then when I sit on it, it goes boom.
Well, on a good note, it could be much worse. So,
Yeah.
could take all of
Mhm.
the salt.
I'm alive. My heart's still beating.
Yes, you're breathing in air. You're alive. I do. No, I do.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm so
But yeah, this week has been crazy. So
yeah,
that's why I haven't been in our chats and stuff like that, because I've been so busy. Like in the morning, I'm doing something. Oh, and the other day, the day before I had to fix the cars, we were in the garage packing stuff up and moving it to the storage. So
okay.
yeah, so
How are
I've been
things
busy
coming
like
along? Yeah. The
I've
house.
been busy nonstop. House hunting is hard. Okay, I'm gonna be real. Like the pandemic, if I'm allowed to say that here,
Yes.
has like screwed everybody over, because the people that are already living in places, they got this thing where they can't get evicted in that, so they don't have to really pay the rent. But
Mm.
if you're smart, you save that money because you're going to have to pay it after all that ends,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not
So
gonna
you got so you got the people in there living in there that can't afford to live in an apartment, but then you have people like me that are looking for apartments and have the money for it and a job for it, and they're still asking for first and last month's rent, the deposit all at once before you even move in. Plus, you have to make 3 times the rent to move in,
Is that
and good credit. Yes, and good credit. Most rent here, because of legalization of weed, everything has gone up in price.
I forget
So like
where do you live again? I forget where you live again, Abby.
Colorado Springs.
Oh yeah. Okay. So the price of
So
rent has gone up over there?
yes. So the places that I've been looking at, 1 bedrooms. Okay, so if you're from New York or places like that where the living is really high anyway, um, just remember you guys are making the amount of money to match up with the rent and everything else. Here in Colorado, they raised the prices of everything, but they didn't raise minimum wage.
Yeah,
So
that seems
yeah.
bad. Yeah.
So most people here can't even afford to live in a 2 bedroom apartment.
Gosh.
Yeah, so the 1 bedroom apartments that I've been looking at are over $1,000, and I'm like, what?
One bedroom is $1,000?
Yeah,
Is that normal for there? Since I don't know Colorado
no,
that well.
no.
What would it normally be though? Just in general, like normally without the whole problem.
Pandemic
Yeah.
plus the legalization of weed.
Yeah.
You used to be able to get a 3 bedroom for about $800-900 a month.
That is crazy then. Are you serious?
Now if you look at 3 bedrooms, they're probably 1,500 to 2,000 some a month.
Wow.
And they expect you to make 3 times that amount in order to move in.
So how do they plan to sustain? Like, I mean, only because I'm an ex-banker, so like I did a lot of market research. How do they expect to sustain like people to, it just seems a little like, kind of
Yeah, I don't know. It just makes no sense. Like my mom told me, you should write a letter to the governor or something, because now that the pandemic is happening and people are not able to work, they should be allowing people to rent, at a lower rate or whatever, at least until all this is over with.
Yes, absolutely. I agree
We
with
are
that, yes.
we already have a high number of homeless people. Everywhere you look, it's homeless, homeless. And then you got people that are working that are going to end up homeless because they can't afford to live in a place either because they're not working.
Yeah.
And then the president and them are still fighting over, oh, are we going to give them money or not? Like they're out on vacation drinking martinis and stuff while we're over here trying to figure out how to pay the electric bill or how to feed the kids or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not talking, I mean, I'm not only talking for myself. Like, I have the money to feed my kids, but I'm talking about the people that don't have the money to feed their kids or pay the bills, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I know I'm having a rough time just trying to find a place, but look at the people that don't have what I have.
Yeah. That's true.
So
True. Yeah.
it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does.
And the housing authority actually opened up for 2 days. They opened up for low income housing. They're building a whole bunch of buildings, but nobody's ever in the office. You call them, you leave them a message to call you back. Nobody ever calls you back.
And so there's no response? There's no response.
No,
Hmm.
not even at the like all the apartments I've been calling them, leaving messages.
Yeah.
There's like a few of them that have answered me, but then they're like, oh, what's your credit look like? And according to your credit, that's how high your deposit's going to be. And I'm just like, it's ridiculous. It's a big old headache. So yeah, my house hunting hasn't been very good. And then I think maybe, actually here it would be cheaper to buy a house. But then in order to buy a house, you have to have the good credit. You have to have, all this other stuff, the down payment, or the closing costs, whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's the same thing pretty much.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I really do, and it's like one of those like catch-20. What's it called? Like a catch-21, or what do they call those catch-22 situations? Like, you buy a house, you can whatever you're paying in monthly rent could you can have a house, but yet to get the house, of course, there's all these parameters, conditions to be met, qualifications,
Yep.
etc. Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes our this the system doesn't always make sense. It's shitty.
No.
So.
Yep.
I'm with you there.
So how have you been lately?
I've been doing good. The energy for this whole week has been a little chaotic.
Yeah. Like
And
exhausting?
what? But I've been doing the best I can to manage it. My sleep is still a little off whack, which I don't like, but it is. But I'm doing the best I can do. Yeah.
Yep. I think everybody's sleep thing is all messed up.
God, for sure. I feel it. And the general overall energies have been like just like a roller coaster. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like, is the day over yet? Is it time for bed yet?
yeah.
Then you get in bed and your mind is just racing with everything that you got going on and you can't even fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm with you there for sure.
Yep.
I'm with you. I have too much on my mind lately. I'm like, oh my God, get this off my mind.
Gen Z, you guys should join us. Where are you guys at?
I know, right? Tell them, Abby. Tell them.
Come on. I'm awake now. Every time you guys have fun like this, I'm sleeping. That's funny.
For sure. Definitely.
Yeah. Did you ever do those drawings that you were supposed to do? Well,
nope. I have them. I have not done them yet.
You better add me to that list.
I will add you. Yes, I will. I promise.
Oh my goodness. That was a long time ago.
It was like, I don't even know. I'm sure the dates are there, but it had been a long time.
Months.
I still have all the stuff on my freaking kitchen table, all in a box, like in a little spot. I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna.
Yep. Procrastinating. I do that sometimes too.
Yeah, for sure.
Gen Z, get on here.
I know, right?
Amber.
So,
I can't read the comments. I don't see the comment. Is there a way to read the comments while you're on here?
I don't know how. I'm not familiar I'm not that good at StreamYards StreamYards. I'm not good at that. I'm not that good at it.
Sorry, guys. My eyes are like
link again, though. Hold on.
I can't even tell if anybody's saying, "Hey, Abby,
I see.
we love you."
I'll put the link here in case everyone's like, come and say hello. Let's see
So
here.
I was doing my nails. I didn't even finish.
Oh, it's pretty already. I like that.
They're like, yeah. I still need to put the clear. I still need to put the hardener and the clear coat and stuff.
That's nice though.
Yeah. Thank you. They're supposed to change color in the heat.
Oh, in the heat. Oh,
Mhm.
like
Hot and cold. So they're actually brown, but since my hands are so hot, they look kind of clear.
yeah, they
Sorry.
do. Like a taupe.
Yeah, I put some little butterflies on there.
I see them. It's pretty.
I've never done that before, but yeah.
Pretty.
My nails are starting to get longer, so I need to put something thick on them so that they don't break.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thanks. But then look, I got all kinds of stuff on there. Earlier, my hands were all black from fixing the vehicles.
Oh my God, tell me about those tamales if you want to.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Well, I love tamales. I really do. Like, I mean, and if no one in here has ever tried just in general, of course you want to have a good tamale, but like, I do like
Yes.
tamales.
You don't want to try one that's not any good. So I suggest you come see me for a tamale
I want to see the
because
tamale.
mine are good.
Yeah.
No, it's just you just never know because before I started making them, I went to buy some. I bought 2 dozens. I bought one with green chili and then I bought some other kind. I don't remember what kind. But when I got home, one whole dozen was spoiled. Like you could taste it was bad.
Mm.
So I had to throw it out. And then the other one wasn't so good. Even my kids were like, ugh. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's interesting.
you know what they say, never trust a skinny chef. So you can't. They don't eat their own food, obviously. Look at me. I eat all my food.
I do too. It's probably why yeah, I'm not going to comment myself, but yes.
So yeah,
But I'm going to join a gym. I'm going to work out.
Oh, speaking of gym, I started talking to this guy, and he actually helps females exercise and stuff, tells them how to do it the right way and stuff like that.
Oh,
So I asked him, I said, so how do you go about training somebody that really wants to lose weight and wants to be fit again, but is dealing with a bunch of pain, like fibromyalgia? He asked me, well, what kind of pain? I said, well, I have fibromyalgia. I have a rare form of osteoarthritis. And then I also have had 6 surgeries on my stomach. So I can't do sit ups to flatten my stomach because the last time I did that, I ended up with my fifth surgery.
oh.
So
I don't even want to do a sit up, but I will start doing sit ups. I don't want to, but I will.
I can't even do push ups because my wrists, this one is fine. Like I can bend it like that. But this one is like, once I get to that point, it starts to hurt. So
I don't know who's here. He's not here tonight. I don't think so. The Glare, he does a lot of personal training and stuff. I'll have to see if he can come on and talk to us about that. But maybe I haven't talked to him about that, specifically. But I know he does do that. So, but yeah, it'd be good to know about that because there's things that are not, the traditional workout things might not be an option for some people.
Yeah, because the doctors are like, okay, let's check your thyroid. Every time I go in, let's check your thyroid. Let's check your thyroid. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with my thyroid. And my thyroid has been normal every single time you guys have checked it.
Yeah.
So they're just like, they check it again and, oh, it's normal. And then they're like, well, how's your appetite? Are you eating too much? Are you overeating? You eating like just not? I'm like, no, I hardly even eat. Okay, that's the problem. Don't eat so much. But then I don't eat so much and I still don't lose the weight. So I'm like, okay, you guys tell me don't eat. You guys tell me eat. Yeah, I'm like, I'm confused. What do you want me to do? Because no matter what you guys tell me, I can't lose any weight. So yeah, so I asked him, and he got on again, and he was like, wow, that's a hard question.
What?
He said,
What they say?
he's like, so he didn't give me an answer. You don't know. I mean, I guess he has to think about it. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So like I've had 4 C-sections plus one exploratory surgery because when I was pregnant with my third son, I had internal bleeding. So they basically cut me from top to bottom. Just
Oh my goodness.
so yeah, they gutted me like a fish.
Oh my God.
They pulled everything out, rinsed everything off, made sure nothing was ruptured, and put everything right back. And that was while I was pregnant.
Wow. That's
So I was
horrible.
lucky that I didn't lose my son. But
No.
yeah. But then after it healed, I started doing the sit-ups and lifting heavy things and stuff like that, doing normal stuff, and I
Yeah.
ended up getting an incisional hernia.
A what? Oh, an incision hernia.
Incisional hernia,
Oh
yeah.
no.
So it's where my stomach was on the outside of my stomach, it was completely healed. But on the inside, I ended up with a hole probably like this long and then about that wide. So about 2 inches long
Oh my.
and then an inch wide. So it was just my stomach was reopening where I had the surgery at. So
That does happen. I don't want to get into my own surgery. I had breast reduction. That is horrible. So I do understand when a wound is opening. I don't want to talk about that though. But yes,
yeah,
definitely, I can
yeah.
understand that.
And it's on the inside, and I kept telling my doctor it feels like my stomach is like I have a cut in my stomach. And he took it, oh, your stomach sack, and started giving me acid reflux pills and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, no, it's not like that. Sometimes you know more than the doctors, but do they listen to you? No, because you don't have the education.
That's true.
So yeah. But yeah, so my sixth surgery was the hernia repair mesh patch.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that mesh thing. I am familiar with that just because I've had my own complications that I don't want to talk about. Definitely, I do understand.
Yeah, it's difficult, but yeah, I went through all that. So like I said, I can't do sit-ups and stuff because of that. So I'll let you know what he says, what my best options are for working out.
That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
But with work, I do run around all the time. I mean, I'm driving all day, but I am getting in and out of the car. I'm running up and down stairs, so I'm not just sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I
So
do.
it's so weird.
Yeah.
But I can't see any of the chat again. I wonder if Gen Z and Danielle and everybody's on here still.
Yeah, they're still here. Yep. Let me see here.
Oops.
See here. So yeah.
Oh yeah, now I can see them, but then I won't be able to see you.
No, you don't have to look at me.
Well, you don't have to look at me either then. Shh.
I like looking at you. But no, but if you are serious about the whole workout thing, the Glare does do a lot of like the workout stuff. I'll ask if he wants to do like a little like a little quick like
Yeah,
introduction what he does. I don't have the details.
that'll help.
I will find out, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hi Denise, Desert Flower, how are you? Good to see you. It's been it had been a long time since I've seen you, Denise. Denise. Forever, right? Abby left us. It is so good to see you, Denise, for sure. Right, guys? It's been forever. What happened, Abby? She's back.
I'm not
What?
techy.
Did you push a button?
I pushed the chat thing so I could look at the chat and it popped up, but it didn't pop up the right thing. So I pushed back and it backed me out of everything.
Oh my
So
goodness.
don't ever push back, guys.
That's okay. Don't push back.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Yeah, but I can't see the chat. So if you guys are telling me I love you and all that, I love you too. And I send hugs and kisses to everybody too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like right back at you. I'm gonna have to watch the replay just to read the comment.
Aw. Yay.
Scout, get on here.
I know. Tell Scout to come up and say hello.
I see you, Scout. You just popped up.
I know. Okay, so Abby, can you hold the fork down? I'm gonna get ice. That's all I'm gonna get is ice, okay?
Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna hold the fort down. I can't read no comments, so I can't answer any questions.
Well, you can just talk. I put the link in case someone's come up here. Okay.
Oh
But
my
no,
gosh.
I'll be super fast. I'm only doing no restroom. I already brushed my teeth last time. All I'm getting is ice from the kitchen.
Okay. All right. This is gonna be so weird. Just talking to myself. Let's see what else happened to me. I don't know. I've just been busy working, driving all over Colorado Springs. Oh, for all my friends, my soul family, I ended up on an old dating site that I used to use back, way back, and I've been chatting with some people. I'll let you know how that goes. I can't keep my eyes open, guys. They're so heavy. Oh, I shouldn't tell you guys this, but on one of my deliveries, it was to a group of people, and they were drinking, and they offered me a shot, and I took it. But then I came home just to be on the safe side. I mean, one shot doesn't do nothing to me, but you know, don't want to take my chances. So, my favorite drink, tequila. Oh, who's that, Scout? I don't know if I can let you in. I think Katrina has to let you in.
I did. Can we hear Scout? Scout, can we hear you?
Hello, lovely ladies. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh my God, is that Scout for real?
It is really me. How are you?
Girl, you
How
don't
are you?
even tell. Your voice sounds so different today.
Well, that's part of it because of the tube that went down. It's a little hard to chat, but I'm drinking a lot of apple juice, so it's kind of helping a little bit.
Aww.
So, how is everybody?
Yeah, we're good.
Good. I'm glad you're feeling better, Scout.
Well,
We
thanks.
missed you.
Oh, honey, I missed everybody. I will tell you the love and the support that I got from everybody.
Yep.
Truly brightened my spirits. It's just so wonderful to be so loved. It really is. And listening to the chat, unfortunately, I was unable to write because of the nice pain medication that they gave me. I would have been writing jibber jabber, which wouldn't have been a good thing. But I was listening to the live a couple of times, which was so nice. And there you go. I am praying for you, Abs. I am on a location for you.
Thank you.
You know I'm sending you a lot of love.
Yeah.
But would it be
I could
okay
feel it.
if I could chit chat just for a second about our development class? Because I actually used it while I was in the hospital. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
And it's such a beautiful, positive thing. If anybody's been in the hospital, which really nobody ever wants to go, I actually had to go on an emergency case. When you call your best friend and say, put you in an ambulance, you know it's got to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
And at 10 o'clock in the morning, they rushed me in the ambulance. They're taking me there. Not even an hour later, I'm finding out I'm going in for major surgery. And it was major. So they go in, they do surgery. I come out, I'm through recovery. I wake up. I'm like, okay, I know where I am, but there's nobody around me. No family, no friends, no nothing. Because I had my best friend and I had my husband with me. So I'm like, okay, where am I? What am I doing? So these nice nurses were taking care of me. And they said, oh, we're going to bring you upstairs into the surgical floor. I'm like, okay. So they go, they put me in a nice bed. All I want to do is sleep. And the next day I was kind of out of it because I've been in a lot of pain. It ended up where I had a hernia that went through my small intestine, and they had to take about 4 inches of my small intestine because it turned green. It was almost fatal because the toxins were seeping out. And so they had to remove that. Thank God I didn't have to get a colostomy bag. Being home now, I can tell you I'm in a lot of pain. I have to walk like a turtle. I'm not allowed to move around quickly, which I don't know how to do. But the third day I'm in the hospital, all they keep saying is, you got to get up and walk. You got to get up and walk. And I'm like, well, you people on crack? Seriously, I'm in pain, man.
Yeah.
And I have a high tolerance for pain that
I
is like,
hate that. Hey, Scout,
Mhm.
I am definitely your twin there because I have a high pain tolerance. But when you have a C-section and you have a baby, they want you to get up and walk like almost that night or the next day.
oh,
It's so ridiculous. So I feel your pain
oh,
on that.
Lordy big, whoever has contractions and having children, I'm telling you, I am coming to your house personally and take care of each and every one of you. Because those contraction pains and the spasming in, from the intestines and in the stomach, I don't even have words. All I have is sympathy for people. I will come to your house personally and spoil each and every one of you. But I was looking at like the nurses, I'm looking at the doctors, I'm looking at the patients, because they get me up and they want me walking with this walker. I'm like, okay. And everybody's sad. It's like, I understand we're all in pain, we're there for a reason, but they're sad. You see the sad faces. Nobody's really chit-chatting, So I turned around, I'm going in my toolbox. We got to brighten up this place a little bit. Nobody really wants to be here, but let's make the best of what we got. So they wouldn't let me have any water. They wouldn't let me have any ice. I couldn't have anything. For 9 days, I did not eat nor drink. Okay. So
Wow.
again, I lost a little bit more weight. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, let's go in our toolbox. Let's take a negative. Let's make positive. We're going to make the best of this because I want to go home and I want to be healthy. So I changed my mind frame. I got up and I did a routine. So I got up, I did my own teeth, I washed myself, I put on new jammies. I then made my bed. I cleaned up, I call it the penthouse because I was there by myself. They were trying to put a roommate in and I'm like, oh, hell no.
Oh,
I want my own room.
yeah.
So when my doctors came in, they looked at me and it was my first respiratory specialist doctor, Dr. Gill. And he says, look at you, girlie. And I'm like, what? And he goes, you're up. He says, you got to smile. He says, it's going to be a good day. And he's not bringing me the best news. Okay. But that's okay. I said, listen, doc, that's okay. We'll get through this. It's all good. So by the time he left, he is smiling. Now the nurses are coming in and, they're overworked, underpaid. And they come in and everybody gets a good morning and how are you? And, they're tired and this and that. I'm like, well, we're going to make it a great day. We're going to have an awesome day today, So then it was coming to the patients. We had to all keep social distance and we're walking around, the floor. And if you do 5 times, you do a mile, which I got excited because I'm like, oh, great, I can do this, get back to walking. And unfortunately, I did a little bit too much and I pulled a hamstring. I'm doing a turtle face. I pulled a hamstring. So they brought me back. They put ice, blah, blah, blah. And you could see the people going past my room and they're like, come on, Scout, let's move it. So I get up, we start walking in. By the ninth day I was there, I got, even though I know we're supposed to keep social distancing, I got so many hugs and so many kisses from people for thanking me for being so positive in, a situation that all of us are in. And you brought sunshine in. And then the second part was grounding yourself. At the end of my walks, and I probably did about 4 walks a day, they had this beautiful big picture window that you could actually see outside. And you could look at the beautiful clouds. You could look at the trees. You could look at everything. And it grounded. Next thing I know, which I like to share with people, but this time I was a little pissed. They were all hugging my window.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't see the trees and the sky because they all went and was looking at it and they were grounding themselves. Because I said, it's a place of serenity. It just gives you time a little, it's something different than being in the room and looking at the television. And you were only allowed one visitor at a time for 4 hours. But it brought them hope. It brought them, happiness. And you did see a lot of people with smiles, which was a little nicer than all of us, going through what we were going through. One girl started crying when I left. She didn't want me to leave. Because she says I was her inspiration going through all of this. And I told her, thank you. And I told her she's going to do great. We swapped phone numbers. We've been texting each other. She's in for another few more days. But she kept asking me, I've never met somebody who is so positive and so, full of life, even going through basically a life and death situation. And I said, honey, it's all in a mind frame. You have to get yourself in a really good mindset. You got to have some really good people in your life. And I said, you got to take care of you. And so I want to thank our class again, because it really helped me through this. Now I'm only through part A. I'm doing recovery now. And then I'm going to have part B in about 2 weeks. I have to go and have my bile duct checked out. That I've had some major issues with my bile duct. So that one I'm a little scared and I'm a little nervous about. But I am keeping positive and we're going to get through this also. So, and otherwise I'm hanging in there. I'm doing the best that I can at home, but I missed everybody, but I loved reading the chats in the Zoom though. That kept my spirits, but I would love to know how everybody else is doing though.
Well, I'm happy to hear from you, honestly, Christy. I love you so much. I can't imagine going through surgery, especially, the health pandemic. It's got to be scary to be in that situation. And if it was an unplanned procedure, even that much more scarier. So I do commend you for being such a strength. I love you.
Well, thank you, sweetheart. And I love you too. I will tell you honestly, it was scary. I mean, I actually waited 24 hours before I went in. And I actually texted Pete. He was in the man cave. And all I wrote is, please call Duck, which is my best friend. And he knew right away to call her. She wasn't even in my house, not even 3 seconds. And she looked at me and she says, are you okay? And I said, no, Duck. And she knew right then and there to take action and to call. Hey, you. And her and Pete called the ambulance. They took me outside. I actually had the lights and sirens, so I must be hot stuff. Yeah, tell people move out of the way.
Yeah.
But I really wasn't prepared for somebody to say, oh, you're going in for major surgery. Oh, and the worst, they had this tube. It's called an NG tube that goes down your nose and into your throat. And they take it when you have acid or bile or whatever into the stomach, and they have to remove it because of the toxins. And they do this during a surgical procedure when I have my surgery. If that ever comes out and they have to put it back in real life, they don't use any sedatives. And I will tell you, it is one of the most painful procedures you can ever go through. So I said to them, once I found out I had the NG in, I said, you don't have to worry about me touching it. I said, because it is very painful, because I remember my mom going through it. And I will tell you, I was a very accommodating, patient. They finally got to feed me on Saturday was the first time they gave me clear liquids, and I was truly grateful for food. But now I'm home. I'm only allowed soft foods. Pete's been making like eggs and cream of wheat and all that stuff. So, but I mean, I'm moving it around a little bit. The
Yeah.
dogs were very excited when I came home. I had 2 puppy dogs that were happy to see their mommy. And it's very nice to sleep in your own bed, I have to say. That's the biggest thing. So, but our toolbox, I love our toolbox.
Yes.
It not only worked for me, one person can change another person's life, literally. And watching these other people in the hospital, going through whatever they're going through, and they're sad and hurt and in pain, but to see a smile,
Yeah.
or they say hello, you ask them how you're doing, it just brightened up their day a little bit,
Yeah.
which was sweet. And kindness does pay, and love pays. And in this world today, we need it. Kat, we really do. We need love and we need compassion in this world.
We do. We really
I
do.
couldn't get him in the pool. I didn't want to drag him.
So, and tell me about you. How have you been, and what have you been up to?
Nothing exciting. I wish.
Well, I know you've been working a lot.
I
That
have
much.
been.
Okay.
Yes,
Are-
a lot of work. A lot.
Now, are you taking a little time for yourself for a little fun, a little R&R?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay.
Sometimes, yes. Yes, I will say yes.
Okay, because we have to do that, because you have to have a balance. All work and no play.
Yes.
So we gotta have a little 50. That's in our toolbox. Shame on you. You should know that.
I
It's
know.
in our toolbox. So,
I mean, I had been watching. I don't usually watch movies. I've been watching like a whole array of movies that I normally. So I've been relaxing, watching movies, and just keeping it like just mellow.
well, that is good. See, that's very good for the mind, the body, and the soul. See, we need that there. Well, honey, I'm not going to take up much more of your time, because actually we're starting to get rain here again in New York. We had it yesterday. We had a really bad storm last night, and we're getting it now. But I know there's some other family members that want to chit chat with you, so I'm going to let you go. Okay, I'll
all
chat
right.
with you through Zoom.
All
All right.
I love you, though. I love you, and I'm glad that you're at least doing okay from your
Mhm.
surgery. We care. We really do care.
Oh, honey, I know that. With every fiber of my being and the air that I breathe, I feel that in my soul. I truly do.
And we
And
love you, and we really do love you.
oh, honey, and I love every one of you. I'm telling you, you brighten my day. Every time I seen in the Zoom chat, it was just, how you feeling, or we're thinking about you. It means the world to people. It really does. And it's unconditional. It's amazing. You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. But when you have that loving, supporting group, actually, it was a young lady. I see. I apologize. I can't remember your screen name. I was just chatting with her in the chat. I see a young lady named Icy
Okay.
in the chat, and I was explaining to her, she is in a loving, supportive, safe place if she comes and joins us in the Zoom group.
Yeah.
Even being on the channel is fantastic.
Yeah.
But to come in there, it's a very loving support.
is.
It is. It's a really soul family.
Yeah.
And
We care about everyone. We genuinely, not like, we really do care about the people who are with us, for sure.
Amen. Amen. And it's the supportive part is even the most fantastic, because when you're down on your knees, for whatever reason, what you're going through. I mean, 2 weeks ago, you all know that, I lost my honorary son, and now I'm going through this. I'm so blessed, because I have a beautiful family that can pick me up, hold me, and be by my side, which is absolutely beautiful. So anybody who's thinking about joining, it would be perfect. Also, the Conscious Soul on Facebook is fantastic. You get a lot of positive messages. So that's a beautiful, Facebook site to go and check out, and, to click on that.
Mhm.
So, but on that note, my little love, I'm going to let you go, because I'm going to go and have my breakfast, because I got to keep up my strength. But you have a beautiful and blessed day. You just keep smiling like you always do. And my love and my prayers to all out there. Okay.
Yes. And you have our love and our prayers for you too, though, Christy.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I do. I appreciate it. So, sending you a big kiss, and I'll talk to you later, okay?
Yes.
Bye,
Yes.
honey.
We love you. I love
Love-
you.
I love you too.
So sweet. We love Scout so much. We do. We love her so much, guys. I feel warm. Hot. We love all the people who are, you know, in our Zoom group. Yes, absolutely. Our Facebook private group. Yes. And those who come hang out with us continuously in the YouTube live stream chat, for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed, our segment today. I hope so. I did. I enjoyed it for us. I truly did. We had Abby up here. Thank you, Abby, for coming up. We had Scout, Chrissy. Guys, love and support for all the people, right? For sure. We are a good group. We know we are. But I do genuinely hope that you guys enjoyed the segment today. I think that is a good way to wrap it up, right? I love you guys. You're always in my heart. I will do whatever I can to emit and send the loving energy outwardly for all of us. And I'm grateful that you guys love me back in return. I really, really am. So, yeah. I think that's good, right, guys? Yay. Well, I love our soul family. We have a good family, a good group. All right, guys. Well, good morning, good night, good afternoon, wherever you're in the world. But please give this a thumbs up. If you can support the channel, leave a comment. It helps with the algorithm. All right, guys. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for choosing to spend your time with me. If you missed earlier, definitely go watch the replay. This was an incredible live stream, at least in my personal opinion. We really dove deep in the underbelly. So I hope that you guys also found it just as impactful. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Well, until next time, stay safe. Okay. Stay positive, and don't forget, the motto is choose love over fear. So when things are happening and things look scary and unfamiliar and uncomfortable, when in doubt, choose love over fear. All right. All right, guys. That's it. All right. Till next time.